Hi.
Wonderful intro.
This is our this is our E3 video, which is probably gonna be coming out a little late, but we're recording this the day after the last conference, which was the 13th of June.
Mm-hmm.
But hello.
So now it's the 14th,
Uh,
but who knows when this is coming out.
yeah,
I'll get this one out as soon as I can, but
I'm hoping
it's going to
this
be a
one's
big
out
video.
tomorrow. Yeah, I'm hoping you get this one out tomorrow because then it's not like too far off of E3 and then it's not a complete pointless thing to just upload.
I think
But
as long as I get it the week of, I'm safe, but yeah, sooner is better.
yeah, yep. So this is our E3 stuff. Obligatory E3 video to fill in the gap between our content that we are sorely missing, or something like that is what we would title it.
I'm aiming at that word for fucking word.
Well, and that is until the title is just like, nope, too long.
Okay, fine, then I'll just put triple dots somewhere in the middle of it.
That's sure, that's fine. It's not in the middle, whenever it's literally just too much. Yeah, so I guess how should we start out talking about this? Should we leave our like final comments and all that stuff? Because we did a report card format that he found on Twitter.
Yeah, I'll leave a link for that template thing in the description, but
Yeah, it was pretty. I mean, it's kind of pointless now, but it was pretty cool to use for when we did it. Should we save their final comments for the way end, or just up front give it to them?
we'll save it for the end.
Okay.
I'll just put in little slivers of the report card as we go by. Like, since EA was the first show, we'll show both of our EA bits.
Yep. Also, Mayo's gonna put timestamps in the description. Ha!
Screw you.
It's your time to shine. Nah, you don't have to do that. We didn't do that for any of the other ones. Sorry, guys. If you want to figure out where things are at, you gotta skip. Because that's what I had to do to figure out something like a few days ago on one of our old videos.
It'll be easier this time, though, because I'm going to try to put in the, like I just said, the EA, Xbox, Bethesda, etc.
Yeah. I feel like mine wasn't really well written too much, I guess, but I don't really care. I didn't really know how to
Mine isn't very well written either. I made it 19 fucking pages.
That's true. Oh, no, I meant the report card thing.
Oh, I was talking about the notes.
But it's whatever. That doesn't bug me too much.
Mine isn't still that well written. It's just blah.
It's kind of hard when there's like you want to write a lot, but
and there's no space.
Yeah, and then you have to think of like really specific things. But yeah, so E3, they started off with EA this year. Again, I think they did that last year too.
It was the last year of 2015. One of those years they did.
Yeah, usually I think it's Xbox or Microsoft is usually first, and then it's usually EA afterwards, and then Ubisoft, and
EA
then
and Ubisoft are usually together. It's kind of weird they weren't this year, but
yeah. But
except for I think it was 2015 when Square Enix took EA spot, but that was 1 year.
Yeah, EA was first, I think, and then Bethesda was second, something like that. So yeah, EA started, and we got our sick report cards, and we got our sick notes courtesy of Mayo for spending 19 pages worth of writing on that. Think about it, guys. He could have turned that in as an essay to a college assignment.
I would have flunked any assignment I turned that in for. Especially since I think it's safe to say probably at least a fourth of these notes are just your comments.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's fair.
Actually,
because you have...
I forgot to indent the EA spot. I was going to do that, but your notes are supposed to be indented. Oops.
Oops. See, luckily for him, he wrote down some of my comments, which actually I thank you very much, because I probably will forget a lot of my comments. Like, for example, the PC show, there's a lot of stuff that I've forgotten.
I can't remember that show at all. Like, there was like maybe 2 games I remember from that show.
Yeah, I barely remember that one. And I think Ubisoft, I barely remember my own comments. So it's going to be nice to sort of look back at my own comments and think of what I think now. I'm just going to say straight up front. Actually, no, I'll wait till we get to there. But I guess let's start with EA. So
it was a show. 30-minute fucking live stream in the middle of your goddamn stream.
Yeah, I don't know what was up with that. So it was like really weird because I thought they were doing the same thing that they did with Battlefield 1 last year, which was do their conference
That's what I
and then
assumed.
have
That's what
yeah,
everyone
and then have
assumed.
that like 30 minutes to an hour of gameplay afterwards or
And that would have
whatever.
been fine.
But no, technically, yeah, they didn't technically end it. Like I was looking on different streams and nobody was doing like an after show or anything. I was like, what's going on? And then
It turns out they
I
have
think
one
somebody
game left.
yeah, and then somebody mentioned, I don't know if it was you or if it was somebody else, they mentioned something, and I'm like, what? I closed the stream because I don't want to watch
Thank
this
you,
entire
Cyber, for
Battlefront
letting me
footage.
know about that, by the way. I would have
Yeah,
completely missed it.
yeah, and I was just like, what the fuck? And then they announced a new game, and I was like,
I had to dock them an entire letter grade just for that. Well, letter grade. I like C to C minus. I don't. What did I say was?
yeah,
It was D
I
plus.
think
I think. I
let
was
me-
very close between D plus and C minus.
yeah, you gave them a D plus. I gave
Okay,
them.
I think I
a
pushed them
C.
down when the Nintendo show came around because it didn't really seem fair. But we'll get to them when we get to them.
Yeah, for me though, I got I put down a C. Like, okay, they sort of well, I put what did it, let me look at what I got. Lots of sports, of course. Yeah, they have sports all the time. But what I think they did this year, at least is what it feels like to me. Maybe it's because there was 30 minutes of fucking Battlefront in the middle of their thing at the way end. But it feels like they toned down on the sports talk, and I think that's because they didn't get like a really famous athlete in again to be
Enough for someone to just trash talk the entire audience. I mean,
yeah,
imagine that.
But yeah, they didn't like do that. They got these like two esports announcers or something, and it was confusing.
Very.
But you know, before we do that, I think it's fair if we go down the list of the games and such.
Yeah, that's fair. So then the first, well, I wasn't even taking notes at first. I didn't know I was going to be, so I missed a couple games on the EA show. Sorry about that, but
Yeah,
Battlefield was shown off. Madden was shown off.
Yeah, he wrote it down as Madian for the records. It's my favorite part of these notes. EA pre-note segment: Battlefield, Madian.
I am a terrible, terrible speller.
I feel like that should be dictionaried. But yeah, so they did like FIFA 18, I guess too. I don't know. They just did a lot of sports, and
I'm an American. I don't care about soccer. I put that in the notes too. It's like, why do I care?
I know you put this here. Let's make sports hip and cool, fellow kids. I don't know if I said that or if you said that.
Well, it's fitting. Whoever said it.
Yep.
It's probably me, because if it was you, I would have put it under the Yogi notes.
For my notes, I said I feel like what I'm watching is EA trying to make them talking about sports not as boring, but it's coming off cringy more than anything. And I think that had to do with those two dudes that came out. They were talking about sports or something, and I was just like, this is stupid.
This wasn't exclusive to EA. A lot of the shows did this. PC loved doing this, but
like EA was just like, I don't know. I was just like, stop, EA. This is enough.
And then FIFA 18 comes on again after those announcements go away. Like, what?
Yeah. And then they showed Need for Speed Payback.
That actually looks really good.
I think it has a different name. I'm not even sure. I don't remember.
I think it was Payback. I think.
Okay. Mayo said he never played these games. I like Need for Speed Underground a lot. And
I like racing games, so
yeah, which is fair. I played Need for Speed. That was like 10 years ago though, so that was like a really really long time.
You had a note about saying that this guy doesn't know how to talk in front of people, which I didn't really get that impression, but then again, I'm a little more forgiving about that, maybe.
Wasn't it? It was Jesse Wellens, I think, who was talking, and it was just because he was like really nervous. I sounded sort of rude at like when I typed it up, probably. Maybe at the time too, like in the heat of the moment. But they brought up the YouTuber Jesse Wellens to just talk, because EA for some reason likes to just bring in YouTubers. A lot of people do this now. I don't know why.
I guess. Well, remember for that let's make sports hip and cool fellow kids comment we just talked about. It's
but the thing is like they don't even bring in like true like focused on strictly gameplay game channels, right? Like they keep bringing iJustine in every time, and
nobody
I just think
picks her because of her gaming skills or anything like that.
Yeah, and I every time she comes, I see her on stage with a gaming related thing. I'm just like, is she actually a gamer or is she just like a forced gamer now? Like,
I'm pretty sure she's forced. But she occasionally makes videos on gaming, but I don't even think she has a gaming channel.
Yeah, I'm just like, is she like truly a gamer? Like, I don't even know. Stop bringing her on stage. She's not hip and cool. I don't know where you guys are getting this hip and cool shit from, but it's not whatever you're doing. But they showed her, I think, before. I think it was pre-Battlefront gameplay. I think is whenever she
early.
talked.
I mean, I don't think I wrote any notes about her, so would have been early.
So yeah,
or actually, wait, no, she was at the end of the show. She was at the very end, like for that 30-minute live stream.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought she was at the. She started like she was right before that started. She was talking about it, I think. But yeah, they had the Need for Speed Payback. Looks cool. It's a trailer. There's
that's the semi truck in existence. That's one of the
fuck you have. Semi. Yeah, fast.
I thought you was making a reference to big rigs for a second. It's like what?
I mean, no. Now that you say it. Maybe I was, and I just wasn't thinking about it. But no, they're like chasing after this semi truck because that had like a car in it or something, and it was going at like Mach 5. And I'm saying that because they had the speedometer, and when you looked at it, you were going at like 140. This fucking semi truck was way ahead of you, and I'm like, what?
Have they ever even seen a semi truck before? They usually can't even go that fast.
140 to them is basically. Like 30, like not 30, like 140 of them is like 80 miles per hour for a normal car because they have a huge hole on the back. So I don't know. That was just the fastest semi truck in existence, and it was silly. But it looked cool, I guess. It was a pretty long trailer too. I think it was like 5 minutes or something.
It was kind of lengthy. It wasn't super long. Hey,
don't worry about the. They bark at nothing. I can't stop it. It's dogs. But yeah, it looked kind of cool. I guess I'm not super hyped. I'm just like it's a game.
That's pretty much my stance on it. But,
And then there's the EA Originals, which
again
I think
that came around last year. I would have last year if we did one. I would have gushed the entire EA segment over Fee, but no, It wasn't even canceled. It was silently canceled. Wow.
I think you could. Yeah, I was like, I think you could probably talk about this way more than I could because I am like not in the know. Like when you were talking about the EA. The other thing, I had no idea what you were talking about. Also, I just put on a timer for 1 hour now. So, just telling you that. That.
How do I describe it? It was a game that was shown off at last year's E3 for their EA Originals. It was meant to be kind of a pseudo follow-up to Unravel, but it was a 3D platformer. Basically, imagine Ukulele at the time, as we'd seen it back at the time, but at a completely nocturnal setting, complete with lighting effects and all that. And you have flight abilities right from the get-go.
Was it like an engine or something?
It looked like a full-fledged game to me.
Oh, okay.
It was for the EA Originals segment.
That's weird. I don't remember it. Then they showed A Way Out for the EA Originals.
Heavy Rain,
Heavy Rain.
With forced multiplayer.
And you say, why not just do what GTA 5 did, switch characters instantly, like force multiplayer? Okay, so here's actually my opinion on this game for the record. I actually, first of all, I don't really know where you got this Heavy Rain bit from because you actually
the whole thing was fucking plot. The whole thing.
Yeah,
that's
but you
get
to control your... Yeah, but at least you get to control your player. If you want real Heavy Rain, that's for the Sony conference when they were talking about Detroit.
Okay, but, fair point.
But anyways, oh my god, hold on a second. I muted my mic to yell. Anyways, so my opinion on that game was like, I don't know. Like, I thought the idea seemed it looked kind of cool. I mean, I can see why some people like you would be like, "Ugh, forced multiplayer. That's stupid." Like I get that. But like for me, I see it and I'm like, I think this is pretty cool. I guess it could be like a novelty or something. I don't know. But it looked pretty cool. I thought it looked kind of fun if you have a friend, but of course you need a friend, so.
I mean, they did say online, but that has its own problems. Have you ever tried playing Portal 2 online with a random player?
The weird thing is, too, is like, it's multiplayer, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's also split screen. And it's not just split screen for, just like, for local play, it's split screen for online play. Because you're supposed to be able to see what's happening on both players' ends, on your end and your friend's end, because you both can do like totally different things, or you can be in the same situation or something. And
I remember something about like one person could be in a cutscene and one person is walking around.
Yeah, so it's like, and I think the idea actually seems pretty. It seems pretty cool. It seems pretty interesting. That seems like something streamers could probably get a kick out of potentially.
I guess I can kind of see that.
That could be maybe if we're thinking about it. That could maybe be a future LP from us. I doubt it though, but
I really doubt it. That doesn't seem like the kind of thing we do.
Yeah, but it looked. I think it looked interesting. That's my opinion on it.
That's kind of EA Originals in a nutshell, though.
Yeah. Then they showed Seed Division. I don't.
It was an AI dev kit, I think. It's just something that showed up for a minute.
I don't know what it is. I know they mentioned it, and I was just like, "What?" And then it just
flipped off from something else.
Yeah, and I was like, "Okay." Yeah. And then they showed Anthem.
Well, a teaser for Anthem, which I guess we should probably save for the Xbox show, but.
Yeah, but at least I'll say, they like that's where they actually, I guess, formally announced it. It's weird because I was talking to one of my friends, right? And they're like, "Oh, there's gonna be a new BioWare game because there's been rumors and stuff." And I was just like, "What rumors? Hasn't BioWare basically outright stated they're working on something and have told us it's going to be sci-fi?" Like, I don't know if I was reading something from somewhere that was giving me false information, but from what I remember, BioWare was like basically like, "Yeah, we're working on something," and it's like it's gonna be sci-fi. Yeah, but this one friend of mine was just like, "No, they haven't said anything," and I don't know. I'm a little confused on that.
Maybe they were just denying because they hadn't seen it. I don't know. I wasn't really following BioWare news. I can't say.
Yeah, neither was I. I think before E3 happened, I saw somewhere about something about BioWare making something. And I remember reading all this stuff where BioWare like confirmed or something that it was going to be some sort of sci-fi game or something like that. But there was like confirmations and stuff that people were saying from BioWare, and I think BioWare said something outright. And my friend, I just thought it was weird. But they showed a teaser of Anthem. It was just a trailer, I think, a short little trailer teaser.
That you couldn't even really get any information out of it. So
it's funny
they showed
too,
off one of the suits, but that was about it.
I feel like that teaser trailer too was radically different from what was actually shown in Microsoft when we get there. Because what they showed was like, this is like a futuristic game, for example, just so you know ahead of time. But they showed like almost nothing futuristic in the trailer that we got during EA's thing.
I guess I just assumed everybody that was watching their show would watch Xbox. Especially since they outright tell you, we're saving this for Xbox.
Yep, they did. They said at the way in. They're like, wait for the Xbox conference where we'll have more information on it, with their.
I guess that's kind of the downside of being first. You have to save some stuff, but.
Yep. Then they went to NBA Live, and that was just like, eh.
I already mentioned my whole thing on FIFA or Madden. Same thing here. I don't care.
Nobody really cares. Also, if you can give me a minute, I'm going to let my dogs outside so I don't have to deal with hearing this. You don't have to pause the recording. You can just mention your thoughts on the game. Be right back.
What game? I can't even remember the game.
Wow, we as suspected they were barking at something outside that did not exist.
Wow.
As my friend would put it, maybe they were barking at a ghost.
Yes, that makes sense. So there was that thing they kind of made a point out of. Like, they called it the One, which was basically just tournament mode. They really tried to drive it home, though. I do
Also,
remember that.
I also know for NBA Live, excuse me, they're making it so I guess you can do like a street campaign and a real campaign,
I
like
think
as if
that's
you're in
part
the
of the
big
one
leagues.
too.
Yeah, so it's like I guess that's kind of cool for NBA Live fans. Like you can choose whether because I know people. I guess people were always talking about they're like I always want to do like a street thing or whatever, and I guess you can do it now, so fans can like that.
Rejoice.
Um, and then they showed this is where they showed Star Wars
But actually, before
Battlefront
that, they did
2,
bring up
right?
the PlayStation Core, which is
Uh,
basically the whole thing of
uh,
Sony getting the stick out of their ass from the EA Access or whatever it's called, which Sony
uh,
had claimed didn't work because they didn't want people paying for a service. But then you realize how many services Sony makes you pay for, and like, yeah, right, that's the reason.
Woo! But yeah, I guess that was the short thing. It's so short that even I don't remember it. And then they showed the big bolt
It's Battlefront
of
2. I mean, like,
Star
it
Wars.
looked good, I guess. I
Battlefront.
didn't play the first one. I didn't really care. I don't care about Battlefield. I don't care about Battlefront. Just
It was it's funny too because in their conference they're like, we've heard some of your positive feedback and we've heard a lot of constructive feedback.
well, they can't outright say bitching and complaining now, can they?
Yeah, which is because literally, basically, everyone was like, "This game has no fucking content." I think that was like the main complaint,
Yeah.
and it didn't. It literally had no content. And one of my friends tried to defend it like it was a rushed game or something. And I'm just like,
Even if it was rushed, that doesn't stop
Like,
anybody from complaining.
I was like, rushed my ass, dude. The game looked beautiful and stuff. They just didn't want to put shit in it. And then they have the audacity to like have a $40 fucking season pass that you almost needed if you wanted to have fun in that game. It was like stupid. I was like, no, it was dumb. And then so yeah, they started talking about Battlefront 2, and they were using, as you put it, using a hot chick to sell a game with bad gamer jokes and references. What is this? Ubisoft's conference?
I'll get to that
It's
when we
funny.
get to that.
It's funny because it's true. I guess the girl was she's someone who's in the game, like
So
a
it's
voice.
kind of relevant.
Yeah, so it wasn't just like some random girl. It was just like a girl that was attractive with a whole bunch of people in stormtrooper in outfits and such. And she was just. I felt sorry for those guys, by the way, because I assumed it was probably hot as hell. But yeah, then she just talked about Battlefront 2, and about all the cool stuff, man. 3 times the content, a Battlefield or Battlefront 1, not Battlefield 1.
3 times the content of nothing is still nothing.
Yeah, and then they said the first season of content, it's free. And I was
Okay,
just
well,
like,
what about a Are they going to do another season?
yeah,
And you're going to pay for that? Is
like,
that what you're
I'm
trying
a
to
little-
imply?
like it's cool, but I'm a little mixed. Like I'm hesitant, because I'm like, I don't know what they're gonna actually do. So yeah, so they're gonna have like I guess like.
Oh, I did
fair amount
outright
of
mention
free
iJustine
content.
here, so yeah, it was here.
Oh, okay, but yeah, it was like it was cool. I guess yeah. You never got
And
to
my
know
notes
that. No
just
one
go
watched
on kind of periodically, just drawn out to a ridiculously long length. Because the show went on for a long way.
I think they showed a trailer, and this is the part where I said Battlefront is looking, keyword looking, what Battlefront 2 is looking at what Battlefront 1 should have been. And I still stand by that comment after watching the live gameplay, because it looks like this is like the stuff that definitely should have been in Battlefront 1, but for some reason was not there. I'm just going to blame EA, because EA. It looks, I guess, then this is where they had the fucking 30 minutes of gameplay. The live show must be over. Or the live show must be over now, right? I mean, it's gone for 30 minutes, unless you ended on a live match. What are the chances? And then my note, who has a 30-minute gameplay show in the middle of a conference? And then you say, what the hell? EA, are you high? Seriously, what the hell? That is like the best way to sum that up. Sure, they had gameplay. I didn't want to stick around because I saw it and I'm like, okay, I get the gist. I don't need to see more.
But this isn't the kind
Right?
of game I'm really that interested in, so I just left after a couple minutes.
Yeah, and then we were fucking told by someone, oh, by the way, new game, Star Wars Galaxy Hero for your phone or whatever.
Which I didn't even see the first half of it, so...
Neither did I, and we were just like, wait, what? There's more stuff? And we're like...
I can't even really talk about it, because I saw so little of the game.
Yeah, and it was just
and, like what I saw, it was fine.
So
it's not really my type of thing, but it's fine.
Yeah, it was... I was just like, wow. Like
why couldn't they just put this before Battlefront?
Yeah,
there was the second to... Or, there's only one game left. It's part of the same franchise.
Yeah, that was it. Literally, that was the only thing they announced, and then I think that's when they started doing the EA more live stuff. You want to see more of our games? Just sit here now. Now we can show you more. And it was just like... And that's when everyone started doing their after shows. And I was just like, what the fuck? Okay. And if they weren't supposed to have that 30 minutes, if that 30 minutes actually was after the conference and we're just like stupid, then okay. But it didn't seem like that was the end because they never signaled. They just said, it's time for that 30 minutes of gameplay we promised you, which by the way was actually 15 minutes and the other 15 minutes was talking. So they lied. But yeah, and then that was their conference. I gave them a C. Because I put Battlefield 2 looks promising, because I think it does, or Battlefront. I keep saying Battlefield. Sorry, like I'm getting confused here.
Same franchise, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Also, I do think EA mentioned. I don't know if it was in this conference. Probably wasn't, so I won't mention it now. Actually, but like it looked promising, and they gave us like less sports. I feel like at least they gave us less sports than before.
Like they still had their sports, obviously, because that is such a big source of revenue for them.
Yeah, but... yeah, but I feel like it felt much less. It felt much subdued. In that case, like when I was watching their conference, I felt like I probably maybe enjoyed it more than their other ones. So because it just had less of that, and there was more. Like the Need for Speed was cool. I liked how they had the BioWare teaser because, of course, we've already seen it now. But at the time, it's like, oh, cool, we're gonna see more BioWare, and they're like, check it out at the Xbox conference. And while I was kind of bummed out, I was like, whatever, we get to see new BioWare stuff.
It was right? One day. I mean, it was kind of scummy, but
yeah, but it was at least cool that they announced it. And I gave them a C in that regard because like it wasn't like that bad. I think it was like an average conference. Like when I see a C,
I kind of see that. Like my D+ is very close to a C-. It's just teetering. It could have gone either way.
Yeah,
I think my first draft I sent you was a C-.
I think so too. So yeah, he gave it a D+ in the end. For me, it was a C. I might dock it down to a C-, maybe, but right now I still feel that C. I don't think it was really that bad. I think it was.
I think I was kind of bitter because the whole instance of them either handing fee silently, not even bringing it up, or the fact that they're not mentioning anything after an entire year. They're bringing up this game's like, it looks fine, I guess, but versus the other one, I mean, you're even bringing up Unravel 2. You're not bringing up...
Yep. I also, if I remember correctly, you and me both docked down a point because of the 30-minute 30-minute play in the middle. And so mine would have been a C+, and his probably would have been a C-. But just because they had 30 minutes of gameplay in there, like in the middle of their conference, we both docked down a point. And I think that's completely fair because I don't think they should have that in the middle of the conference. That's stupid. So yeah, that's that. Let me take a look at your report card, see if there's anything in specific you missed. I don't think there is. Nah, there isn't. The most of his just says, the 30-minute live stream in the middle of the conference. So yeah, that was that. It was okay. It wasn't. It was all right. I guess for EA standards, maybe better than normal. I don't know.
I guess. I mean, they tend not to have the greatest. I don't want to say they're bad. It's just
they tend to have the more boring ones, to be honest.
Which I guess is fitting considering they're the first show.
Yeah, which I think they were last year. But then we go next
been
day.
30 minutes, by the way. Just for EA. That was for one page of notes, and now we have the 6-page notes for Xbox.
Oh God. Okay, well, guys, get ready. I hope you got your popcorn. So yeah, okay. So the next day, Xbox comes around. They're like, okay, we're gonna start it with what everyone's been waiting for: Scorpio, 4K, Scorpio, 4K.
And they kept bringing up a bunch of technical stats that only like the either super hardcore fanboys or really tech nerd type people are going to care about. They could have literally been describing a Windows 95 computer, and I would have probably thought it was the same.
And my comment is kind of wrong, which I put here, which you mentioned how I said 4K can't actually be put on consoles. With the specs they gave, it can be achieved. I don't know how well they're still going to be able to achieve 60 FPS 4K unless they like really downgrade some graphics. But it's definitely possible.
I think it depends on the game too. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot harder for open world games than.
I was just sort of ranting a bit because I was like, 4K on consoles isn't going to work. If you want 4K, fucking use your what's it called? Use a PC. Straight up. If you want 4K gaming, PC. That's it. You also need a 4K TV too, which isn't really the standard right now. I don't think there's some, but honestly, it's
I
just
kind of feel like Scorpio or Xbox X now and PS4 Pro. They're just future-proofing themselves, even though I don't really know why. Like, the consoles have been out since 2013. It wouldn't be that out of the blue for them to start working on a new console.
Yeah. So they talked about that at the start, which I expected that. It was pretty
Everyone
obvious.
Expected it.
They announced it at
on
the
your report
end.
card, what I expected: Scorpio, 4K gaming, 4K gaming, 4K gaming. That's literally all your notes for expected.
Yeah, because that's literally what I expected. I expected them to boast about it, fucking, rub their own dicks about it, because, like, yeah, we got 4K now. We're fucking cool, even though Sony did it before us. We're cool, though, now. That's what I was expecting. I put what I wanted, as you can see, exclusive games announced for the Expo and for owners to have a reason to own the console.
That's pretty much what I said.
Because, yeah,
a reason to own an Xbox One. And then
Yeah,
what I expected, really, not having exclusives is a good thing.
Yeah, because I really think that's like what the Xbox One needs it the most. Like, Microsoft is they're fine with games, I'd say, currently, and they have been for a while. Just like, give your console users and player base, games that are exclusive to them, so they're not just like, oh wow, I just spent $400 on this Xbox One that I could just, play these games on my computer and I can make that computer better. It's like, and PC gaming is becoming bigger now too. So it's like the player base is increasing. So it's like, give your
I guess on
fans
that front,
and
it's a
stuff
good thing they're releasing it on PC, but they should have some exclusives. Like,
exactly.
We'll get to this later, but they do have that Discount Conquer thing. That could easily be a console exclusive. And nobody would bat an eye.
Exactly. So the first thing they showed with the Xbox One X was Forza Motorsport 7, which I don't know if that's a new game or not. I feel like Forza 7's already been a thing, but I'm not entirely
I'm not sure either.
But they brought out a real car, except, funny enough, this was a reveal of a new car.
Like, do you even know where you're at?
I thought it was funny, but it did look like a cool car, not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, last year's did too, but still, nobody was ever gonna be able to afford it.
But as it said here, I love cars, so this looks awesome to me. I'm biased. If the game isn't 60 FPS, I will not be happy. But as soon as I wrote that, like literally 5 seconds while they were showing like the gameplay trailer or whatever, it was like, don't worry, we'll be running at a smooth 60 FPS. And I'm just like, thank you.
Okay, well then never mind. Like, I wrote down, like, personally, I don't care. I can't see the difference between 30 and 60, so I don't care. As long as it's smooth and consistent. That's all I care about.
It's at 60, I'm like, okay, that's good. And then I was like, okay, it's a racing game. Racing games always look good because they just have to put most of the focus on the car and then some motion blur, so then you don't have to put as much detail in the backgrounds and such. I was like, okay, this looks pretty cool. I guess I was like I said, with my bias here, I'm like, this looks pretty awesome. But I thought I played Forza 7 before, and I've heard a lot of people talk about it. Everyone seems to like it, so I guess it's pretty good. I thought it looked cool by looking at it, but that's just me. And then Phil Spencer's glorious face tells us about the 42 new games to show off including many exclusives. All right, here's the big word of the conference: exclusive. That's their buzzword this conference, because I have never heard exclusive used so much when it wasn't even fucking exclusive, for the record.
Well, yeah, but it was because last year they got so much shit for it.
I even said in your Yogi notes, exclusivity, 42 games. Are you sure this is Microsoft?
No,
and then I thought to myself, for a second, do they consider Xbox One and PC as exclusivity?
Yes.
Yes, they do. I thought of this. I was like thinking to myself, I'm like, hold on.
That's just what I assumed at the get-go.
Yeah, I thought to myself, I'm like, do they mean like exclusive to the Xbox One? Or does this mean Windows 10 exclusive too? Because that just means it's PC and Xbox. And then you said, I'll believe it when I see it on release day. They showed Metro Exodus.
I can't even remember that game, so you'll have to tell them about it. There's so many Xbox games blended together.
It's the Metro. Xbox was like game, so it's really hard or easy.
Yeah, that's part of it too.
Yeah,
a lot of the gun-heavy FPS horror games. There was a lot this year, and they all blend.
Yeah, this is a sequel to Metro: The Last Light, which was a sequel to Metro 2033. Post-apocalyptic game. Okay, they're post-apocalyptic games, so this is a sequel to that.
Monster Bear. I was supposed to write Monster Bear. Oops.
Yeah, they showed a bear, a crazy monster bear, zombie bear, basically. But yeah, it was it looked pretty cool. The environments looked really nice. I think they did actually have like a HUD and stuff, so I think it was like a gameplay trailer, while being a reveal trailer.
That, especially for the Xbox show, I was spending a lot of time typing this up.
And the Sony show probably. The Sony show was much less on him, but I assume. But yeah, they showed it.
I didn't wind up seeing a whole lot of trailers.
Yeah, and then they had the grapple scene at the way end, which triggered me on the inside because I'm like, bullshit. What are the odds of this fucking train coming right now? And that pissed me off a little bit, just because. So I hate fucking ex machinas that do that. It's just like, oh shit, this guy's gonna die
by the power of coincidence.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. And I was like, that's like the inner me was like, that's so stupid, but it looked pretty cool. Metro: The Last Light, which is the last game in the series, everyone said has been very good. I haven't had the chance to personally play it, but I haven't heard a single negative thing about it. Like I've heard, of course, people like have complaints, but it had really good reviews. So okay. I'm hoping that this one's good too. I guess I'm interested. I would say
I can say that about a lot of games. Like I'm vaguely interested, but there's no way I'm spending $60 on anything shown at the show.
Yeah, and then next is when they showed Assassin's Creed Origins. It got leaked.
I'm amazed that they didn't show it at the Ubisoft show, but yeah, this one got leaked really hard. Like,
yeah,
kind of a shame,
and I believe they showed they had multiple trailers of the game here. Not really sure. They didn't save. You said didn't save for Ubisoft show. As stale and overdone as the franchises go, this looks pretty good. I agree with that statement, actually. Right here, I said I'm not too interested in AC. Haven't been in a while, but I love the Egyptian setting a lot. That's a little biased of me, too. I like the desert and Egyptian settings for a lot of games.
Desert setting, huh? Yeah, I would personally love to go anywhere that isn't the deserts, personally. Literally anywhere else.
He lives in the desert, so I understand his pain a little bit. But yeah,
it's so dry.
I've always liked desert themes, desert music, desert areas. I love Egyptian stuff when it comes to like history and whatever. So I'm just interested by, so I'm like interested just by like that note, because I'm like, okay, they can do some really cool things here. And I said it's looks like the most interesting thing or AC game since Black Flag. And that's also what you said. It looks like Black Flag, so you're in favor of that. That's the last
game that I played in the series, which is odd because it was also my favorite of the series, but I just stopped after then.
Yeah, and this one had genuine gameplay, I think this is my note still. Like I said, I think this one had like genuine gameplay. Of course it was scripted. You know.
Duh. They probably
but,
practiced it over and over again until they could just get it right.
yeah, but this one looked like it had like straight up like, okay, we want to actually show you how this game plays out with this thing. You know, like for real, like we want to show you an actual gameplay demonstration kind of thing. And it looked really cool. I don't know, something about it just looked really nice. You know, like it just looked like a fun game to play, I guess is the best way to describe it.
Yeah, I can go with that.
It looked way more interesting than any of the Assassin's Creeds that I've seen lately.
Give you that too. Like they've had some of those 2D games that I think has garnered some bit of a fan base. I personally haven't played any of them, but I know some people are really into those. I know Syndicate has its fans. Heck, Unity has its fans, so who knows?
Yeah. But here's something that I noticed too, which is just a small thing. It doesn't mean anything. I could tell that the voiceovers, or at least some of them, were clearly just put over. Like, for example, they mentioned like the character said to himself, this is too dangerous. I doubt you in the actual game your character will look at a situation and just be like, the situation is too dangerous. Better try something else. And then you try something else. I highly doubt your character will say that.
I hope that's true. I hope.
Because that would be stupid. But yeah.
That would outright go against what some of the older Assassin's Creeds were doing. Like, I say older because I haven't played the newer ones. Maybe the newer ones do it too, but...
Yeah, but the game did look interesting. Well, some people find this engaging after the new Zelda is what I put. That was a genuine question for me, because a lot of people stated that they were looking forward to how people and devs and all stuff will approach open world games now. Because
I don't even think there would even really be time to do anything to Origins, even if they wanted to. But really, what would they even add? Like a new HUD, breakable weapons? What would they do?
My thing is just like more freedom, I guess, I think is what I'm ultimately hoping for. Because there's a lot of open world games which are like fake open world games is the best way to put it, where they'll have like fake freedom, where you think that you have freedom, but you're still relegated to... Of course, there's going to be a path in this game that you're still like confined to.
Well, yeah.
But I hope they make it more of like a free game. Not a free game, like, but you have more freedom, and then hopefully that'll be a lot more fun. Also, this is post E3, but their fucking Super Collector's Edition is $800, and it's sold out on 2 consoles.
What the fuck? Why?
They have 200. It's $800.
People hate money. That's it.
I couldn't hold this in. This is after E3. I don't know why the fuck it's $800. Why? But yeah,
I wouldn't know why people bought it. Do you hate money? Is that it?
Yeah, oh my god, it's dumb. But yeah, so there was Assassin's Creed. It looks cool. I'm actually
the first time I've said that in such a long time that I'm actually interested in Assassin's Creed. But
yeah, it looked cool. So yeah, also just a little mini note. This Microsoft section, I think, is probably going to take the most or the longest.
Well, it was the longest show, I think. Or actually, no.
Yeah.
Was it? I was going to correct to say no PC gaming show. It's like, no, they weren't actually that long this year. So, I don't know.
But anyways, so they showed that. It looked cool. Then they showed Mixer, and
which neither of us know what it is.
No idea what the fuck Mixer is.
I tried looking it up later, and I kind of got a vague clue. I think it's supposed to be some kind of gamer rewards program. I think
they kept mentioning like you could like watch like fans on Mixer and things on Mixer and stuff, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this Mixer thing?
Like, they spent so little time on it, I couldn't figure it out.
Right?
There's nothing on their site either, so I don't know what it is.
It's like an enigma to both of us. If anybody wants to explain, if they haven't already closed the video at this point,
How far are we now? It is 45 minutes. Although I'm probably gonna cut a bit of that out. But
yep.
Let's keep going. Playgrounds, Battlegrounds. Do we want to save this for PC or? Because a lot of these will end up double dipping for PC.
It's really short, and we'll get to the point. They said exclusive, but it's already on PC. Basically, it's just getting.
This is the beginning of the end.
Yep. And then that's when I noticed, oh, PC means exclusive to them means still on PC. Well, fuck you guys on Xbone, still boned on your
Yeah.
Xbone. But it was just a port. That's all they mentioned, really. They're just porting it to Xbox One.
I wasn't particularly interested in the game either. It's like it's another FPS.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you played one.
Well, yeah,
you played this.
It's a pretty old game. Oh, it's not old, but it's popular right now, especially with streamers. And they showed something called Deep Rock Galactic.
I didn't get to see much of this because I was still writing in my notes for Playground. What was it exactly?
Well, you said no. You wrote down No Man's Sky with actual teamwork. You know what meme all you want, but I'd buy that, no questions asked. Then I put the chat lock. I think it's supposed to be LOL. No Man's Sky 2, Minecraft, Roblox, and I just looked interesting. I guess I actually don't really remember it. I think it just had like
a little of it.
It had like a graphical style, kind of like No Man's Sky. I think.
Oh yeah.
And
I imagine the game's probably been in development for a couple of years, and they couldn't really go back on it once No Man's Sky flopped.
Yeah, but I don't remember it, but I said it looked interesting, so I guess it looked interesting. Yeah, that was a game. And then they showed State of Decay 2.
I don't remember that game at all.
They had like a good gameplay section where they just showed like, I think like fighting and stuff like that. It looks kind of interesting to an extent. I could tell there were some janky and wonky animations though, and that's probably just because it's still in development. But I kind of like that authenticity to it a bit because it didn't seem like totally pre-rendered at that point. Because I could tell there were totally janky animations, so maybe there was actually a little sprinkled in some real gameplay, and it was like, but I guess for people that were waiting for a State of Decay 2, it's pretty cool. For me, I'm not particularly interested in it. It's just a zombie game. I didn't really care for the first game, so it's like, it's whatever. And you were kind of the same thing too. You said it's not your cup of tea, but you can see it for the fans. Then they showed the Darwin Project.
It's a Smite-esque MOBA with the same art style as Firewatch. That's it.
Yeah, and then there was a guy yelling
and we
that
both
came out.
Commented on this. It's like, why?
It actually kind of scared me, and I was really confused because they were showing off a trailer, and then they showed off gameplay, and then there was this guy on stage just fucking yelling, and I was just like,
why is he yelling at me? What did I do wrong?
yeah. It was funny.
Sorry?
But yeah, that was a thing. I don't think I'm very interested in it. I'm more interested on the backstory of the yelling dude.
Yeah, seriously.
To be honest.
And really, I'm not a MOBA person, so.
I like MOBAs, but
I've seen your Steam history.
Yeah, I don't really care for this though. But yeah. Then Minecraft. Here's the big one. Minecraft / Xbox One and PC crossplay. Oh yeah, finally.
So you get the crossplay with the Switch as well.
Yep, but you have to sign in. You have to have you have to have a Xbox Live.
Well, that's kind of expected at this point. It sucks,
yeah, it's kind of stupid. But they went over that in the treehouse or some shit for Nintendo. But yeah, I was like, okay, crossplay, cool. Now we can talk with kids on console. That's all I can think of. They should have done this a long ass time ago.
Seriously.
But they didn't.
I mean, I guess it's kind of neat that the Switch is getting it. You know, you can take it anywhere. You know, except you already could.
Just like how I put down PC. Minecraft. My favorite part is how I put down Minecraft 2. And I'm just like, nah, it's just cross-platform announcement. Then they showed a graphics pack for 4K. 4K blocks everywhere. 4K everything.
I didn't see the difference. I mean, maybe it was a problem with the stream, but it looked the same to me.
They did show, or with that they showed the HD like texture pack thing, and or with the graphics pack, and I was just like, this looks really cool, or not really cool, but it looks really good. Like they have like a dynamic lighting system, and all that sort of stuff. The people that have been asking, hey, can we have like an HD texture pack, please?
Why do you even want that?
Because some people just don't want the game looking nearly as bad. I guess, I don't know.
4K blocks are just blocks.
And then I mentioned how was just like, Minecraft has been in 4K on PC for a while now because it's true. With PC and with an easy game like Minecraft to run, that's probably one of the first games people would test and be like, "Does this run in 4K? Yes, it does. Yeah." So that's already like a thing. It's like whatever. I guess it's kind of cool for people that are buying the Xbox One X.
Yeah, that's nice, I guess.
Which, by the way, I don't know if you caught on, but the Xbox One X is called Xbox One X because it's Xbox if you as an acronym.
I noticed.
But anyway, so they showed that. It was like, okay, Minecraft, old game, whatever, cross-platform, cool.
It was going to come up at some point.
And then, okay, they announced this, but Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and then you're like, random explosions, references, actually not shit game. Go time, boys.
I don't even care about the franchise or the game, but still.
I said, the new
I saw everybody
DBZ.
freaking out over Twitter, so I just put that
Yeah,
in.
I was like, the new DBZ game by ArcSworks, the guys, and I mentioned the guys who made Guilty Gear, aka, we heard you wanted a good DBZ fighting game, so here you go. It is the most absurd fucking, like, it's as Dragon Ball Z as you can get, that trailer that they showed. It's ridiculous, there's so much shit, and it looks like a lot of fun, though. Like, if you're into fighting games, it probably would be fun as hell. If you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, fucking go at it. You're probably going to love it. Because Arc System are great. Or Arcs Works, whatever they're called. They
Have fun,
are,
everybody. That's basically
yeah, they are amazing. People will have fun with the game. There was something I was going to mention. Oh, yeah. I made a joke to one of my friends. You haven't seen Dragon Ball Z, but there is one season where they literally spend half a season for doing one fight.
Wow.
So
I know that show has a ton of filler, but wow.
No, they spend like a whole season. I mean, I kind of like those slow fights too. Naruto does the same thing. Some old animes that have like that aren't 24 episodes long, that are actually like 100 episodes.
It's one thing if it's like one fight over a giant battle, but when it's literally just one fight.
It depends. Sometimes it can be really interesting. But as a joke to my friends when they were talking about it, I'm like, look, if this game doesn't spend half a year, or not half a year, I was like, if this game doesn't spend half a season for Frieza and Goku to fight, because they were talking about Frieza and Goku, I'm like, if they don't spend half a season fighting to find a victory, this game sucks. I said that as a joke. Everybody got to laugh at it because it's a joke about how the fights just last a long ass time. But yeah, it looks really cool.
Okay.
And then Black Desert came up.
I remember Sex Crazy tried to get me into that game way back when, but I'm not an MMO fan, so that was never gonna happen.
For the record, it's not really an MMO. It is, but like it's mostly single player. It's like the most un-MMO MMO ever. But they called it like just Black Desert, so I don't know if this is like its new thing or like if it's Black Desert Online. I don't know. I was bored. I was like, whatever. This game's not good. And I was like, whatever. That's basically me. Like, not good game, don't care. Just fucking move on at this point. But I did mention, I don't think I've mentioned this to you, but I've mentioned this to someone else at least. Black Desert is a game that is notorious for having, at least I think is notorious for having some of the worst pop-up in games to ever exist. If you look at some pictures of that game, or some people that do little videos of it, they will do slow walking videos to show off something, right? Like to show off how beautiful the game is or whatever. Because if you dare start running in that game, trees will pop up, grass will pop up. It is really bad. It is.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like literal pop-ups, like you were getting mad for Viagra or something. I don't know.
Oh God, no! I mean, the game is kind of has a use for that for some people too, but for real, it's like it's got some of the worst graphical pop-up ever, and they better fix that. Otherwise, I think people will just be pissed off, or people might finally notice, hey, the graphics in this game are shit when you're actually moving, because when you're moving, everything's popping up. But yeah, that was that. Then the last night,
I barely remember this game, and it was shown off twice.
That game, then get a name. I don't even know what I'm going. Oh,
Oh, that game even get a name? That's what I was trying to put. I failed miserably. It was this 2D 80s style game that we couldn't find the name for. I don't think they announced it there. They actually
did.
announced
They had
it
the
later.
logo on it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, it was like it looks cool graphically. Like I thought, like the art style looked really good.
I had no idea what they were doing,
But yeah, I don't remember
they
who
showed
made
off
it.
a little better on the PC show. But
Yeah, I don't remember who made it. They told us who made it there. I just think it looks really cool. Like graphically, I don't know what it's gonna be like because I literally don't think they showed any sort of gameplay at all of what it's gonna be like.
they
The
showed
PC
it on the
guy,
PC show.
okay, I don't remember it at all. I guess I tuned out that.
It's a slow-paced 2D platformer puzzle. That's basically it. It's supposed to be narrative-driven. Bit.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so that was that. And it looked cool artistically, like I said. And then the Artful Escape. What the hell are these games? Gameplay, damn it! And the art of the last game was way better than this. That's what you wrote down.
I was kind of saying it as a joke because the name is called The Artful Escape.
Okay. I don't remember this game
I
at
don't
all.
either.
So yeah, we're gonna move on then. I guess it was a game.
Code Vein, I don't remember this either. I remember people talking about it for a while, but I don't remember the game itself.
They showed a trailer beforehand, so this is a game that's already been announced, like months ago. They showed the trailer, and it's just called Code Vein. I don't know if that's the full name or if they just don't know have a name for it yet. Basically, it's just like a Dark Souls anime-esque game, is what people put it akin to.
So,
yeah, or Lords of the Fallen, or that other game that just came out recently, that robot game, or just Dark Souls or Bloodborne. So I'm looking forward to it just because I love Dark Souls gameplay. So I'm looking forward to it personally. But yeah, they just showed a trailer. That's it. No gameplay or anything.
My comment there, it's Souls-like, therefore I don't give a damn. That's basically all I can say.
And there was like some gameplay to the trailers, but it was like very small. So it was just a trailer. Funny enough, the gameplay trailer they showed like months ago, or the trailer they showed months ago, had more gameplay than the E3 trailer.
Yikes.
And this didn't even give us like a release date. I don't even think it gave us a release window. It might have said early 2018. But yeah, so that happened. I guess I'm interested. I'm interested in it. I like
Sea of Thieves was next, and I had a little bit of a rant.
You wrote a paragraph. If you want to elaborate on this, so I don't have to read this.
You know, it's funny because I can actually go over more if I wanted to, but basically it could just be summed up as I have no idea what's going on in this game. Although one thing I will say, and I do correct this on the PC show, that I really wasn't sold on the art style during the Xbox show, but I was fine with it on the PC, so
okay,
I guess it's kind of hit or miss.
This is Rare's game that they've been working on. They showed this last year.
That much. And the year before that, and I'm pretty sure the year before that too.
I don't know if it's
showing up.
I think it was just in 20. It might have been 2014. I don't remember, or 2015 rather. But I don't know. I'm really interested in this game. It looks like a lot of fun with friends. So it's just like a pirate game where you get to just do pirate things, but it's like cartoony and stuff. I don't see.
I like the idea of shooting your shipmates out of cannonballs. That's great.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
The gamer talk was less so. I know Twitter lit up on that one too.
There was a gamer talk?
For the pirate that was talking the whole damn time.
Oh, dude, I love that. I loved him.
Twitter hated him. I'm guessing Facebook and everyone else did too, but...
It's funny because NeoGaf fucking loved him. People were like, they better keep him in. Because he was
I
great.
want him to be a character too. So I want him to be toned down a little bit, but as far as the character's concerned, then yes, keep him.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked him personally. I could agree with that. But yeah, I'm still interested in the game. Probably will get it eventually whenever it comes out. And like fucking.
At this rate, I'm expecting Kingdom Hearts 3 to come out before Sea of Thieves does. That's saying so much.
Here's where they announced definitely not Conquer.
Super
the
lucky
game.
sale.
Yep. I thought it was Conquer.
Everybody thought it was Conquer.
My notes. Conquer? It's Conquer, but it's not. Then I put.
Not gonna lie, it sort of bummed me out. It was
It's
basically
basically
Conquer.
Except it's not. But yeah, as I put it the way in, I'm interested in the game. I love platformers. I love platformers a lot. Interested in the game. It's coming on PC too, so I can play it.
Mm-hmm. That's basically what I said too. It's just a
even
list where
though-
it's it looks fun, I guess. It's a 3D platformer, and Microsoft needs those really badly. Bounce
and
out
it's
all the
also
shooters.
an exclusive, according to them,
Exclusive.
in 4K.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm interested in the game. I'm only a little personally bummed out because I thought it was Conquer, and I was like, oh shit, we're getting a new Conquer?
Well, you gotta admit, like, it does look a little like Conquer.
Yeah, it really
It would have
does.
been a
It's just
very
like-
radical remodeling if it was, but
It's literally just a fox. That's like the only difference.
and it looks a lot
Otherwise,
younger.
it's-
It looks like young Conquer, like back from the Conquer's Bad Fur Day beta.
Yeah, exactly. I don't remember the name of it, but yeah,
It had a
but
different
it
name,
looks,
but it was
I can't.
young Conquer.
Yeah,
Oh, I'll
I
probably
can't.
get it.
Afford, I
Need-
guess, or I
if
can't
I
wait for
do-
it.
I mean, I need to get a better PC, and that's way in my future.
And then, to me, this was important.
Oh,
Cuphead.
it's important to
announced-
everybody.
I know they showed it, but I was like, yes, it's alive. And you were like, yes, it's alive.
It
And they showed it
lives!
out- and then they showed a release date, and I'm like, oh my god, it's
Coming in
actually
September!
coming. I'm like, yes, finally, I can play some Cuphead.
It's like, seriously, it doesn't look like the most technically demanding game. What took them so long?
I wonder how it was to animate it, though.
That's
Huh.
true.
But it does look like so much fun. I'm glad that it's not canned, unlike Scalebound, which everyone was like, okay, Scalebound's down, next is Cuphead, then it's Crackdown 3, which is a good segue into Crackdown 3.
It's not
Crackdown 3
cancelled!
was directly afterwards. Yeah, it's like it's not canceled. And then you mentioned Scalebound. It said single tier Scalebound.
That was literally the only game I cared about for Xbox last year, so yeah, that was kind of a bummer. But,
So in your comment, it's like, shame it looks like a discount Saints Row 4, which is already discount GTA 5. But what I'm thinking of is, these are like all well, at least Saints Row is like a discounted Crackdown. This Crackdown came first. At least before like Saints Row 3 and 4.
I guess.
But I guess it's kind of like GTA, but you get to like fuck around with destroying buildings and stuff.
And I'm not saying it looks bad, but it didn't really interest me that much.
And for me, I'm like, yay, Crackdown 3. I'm interested in it. Comes out 11/7.
Same day as that poor platformer.
And then I like how you noted it doesn't stand a chance.
Like, poor Super Lucky Sale.
So I'd like to mention, they mentioned they had 42 games. They didn't actually announce 42 games. A lot of them were shoved into these indie games thing. Where they had like a montage, I think, at the start.
Well,
And they're
they
just like,
usually do
indie
that.
game here.
Which
Indie
they
game
actually
there.
didn't do this year, which is surprising looking back at it. They didn't have an indie game showcase.
So they had a game called Ashen, which was just a trailer that I don't really remember, but it was
It's
a
game
trailer.
I'm very confused about. What is it? That is literally what I wrote.
Yep. And then they showed Life is Strange 2. I
Never played the original. I got it over PS Plus, so I'll probably get to it at some point, but
I just put it as a meme / joke. I was hoping you'd be Skate 4, not gonna lie. Because there were skateboards at the start. It was funny too, because I was looking at Twitch chat as it was going on, and they were all like freaking out because they thought it was Skate 4 because everyone just saw skateboards. And it was really funny, but that was like a joke comment. I never played the first one, so I don't know. I guess I'm not particularly interested just because I haven't seen the first one yet.
I'll let you know by the end of the year if I ever wind up finishing it. I guess.
That's fair.
Okay, next.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, you can finish.
Yep. Middle Earth, Shadow of War. Interested in this game.
Very
They
much
got-
isn't my cup of tea, but it looks good, I guess.
Yeah, and there's Shrek in it, so it's good.
Okay,
and by
never
that
mind,
I
Game of the
mean
Year.
there's. By that I mean there's an orc that is what's it called?
Wait,
That
isn't Shrek
is
supposed to be an ogre?
just
Oh,
like
whatever.
a
I'm thinking
comet.
so much
No.
about it.
No, ogres are stupid. That was an orc. But yeah, it was just an orc, and he was a silly orc. And I guess what the idea is, like, you take over the minds of orcs, and then you rally them up to be your allies to take out like minions of Sauron.
Okay,
Which
if
is
ogres
kinda
really
cool.
are as dumb as you say they are, then shouldn't they have gone after them? Wouldn't they be easier?
No, because an ogre would just wanna. They wouldn't listen and they wouldn't go for combat. An ogre would, unless you're like holding it down before you're like trying to siege a place, they would just go in and siege the place.
So basically, they're completely brain dead.
Yeah, they're like brain dead. They'll just like they're out to kill. That's basically them. Like, yeah, but yeah. So there was ogres,
Orcs.
and orcs rather. My bad. And they were just preparing for war, and they were showing gameplay how you take over their mind to force them to be on your side to fight with you. And I thought, I don't know, looks really interesting. Looks really cool. I'm interested in it. I want to play it. Looks like a lot of fun. And you said it's not like your cup of tea or whatever, but you said it looked pretty good. Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's basically where I'm lying. I'm definitely not going to get it, but
That's fair. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And
So
then
next game.
next game, I shed a tear every time. They had Ori and the Will o' the Wisps, and when I saw it, I
Don't
was
know
so
what this
happy.
game is. Don't know how it plays, but it's so pretty.
It is. For
So
just so you know,
beautiful.
it is a Metroidvania style game. The first game has the same graphical style. It's gorgeous.
Okay, then I need to go look up the first game immediately, or actually maybe
it's-
I don't because my computer's crap. But as soon
In
as
the
you get a
game-
better computer.
It's on console.
Oh, then never mind. I'll get it on console.
But yeah, I believe it is at least.
Well, if it's on PS4
it's gorgeous.
or Wii U
I-
at least. Which
I
doubt.
graphically and musically, I love the first game so much, and I'm just like, I can't wait for the second game because it's a beautiful game. I can't wait for it, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep.
There's
And
pretty
then,
more ways than one.
Yep. And then Phil Spencer came back and he's like, "What up?"
Lori's
I'm Phil
face
Spencer."
appears once again. I am Phil Spencer. Worship me.
And he just mentioned Xbox One backwards compatibility with Xbox One original.
Because fuck you,
because fuck
Sony.
you, Sony. This is what you put. Was for the original Xbox too. They're even better than the versions of Sony PlayStation now.
Just to make them look worse.
Free 4K updates, several old first-party games.
Why is this a surprise? They did the same thing on the Pro Sony.
Yep.
So,
So it's like whatever. I just put I don't know because fanboys or something. Because you asked why is this a surprise. And then they announced
mentioned
the
Xbox X launch price, and we were both very surprised how low it was. I was expecting at least 100 more.
Yeah, but honestly, I still think it might be a little too overpriced.
Well, I mean, the Pro is 500, or no, the Pro is 399, I think. So
I still think that's kind of stretching it. I don't know. That's just me, though. I think I'm still surprised it wasn't like $600-$700. So yeah, they just did that, and I was like, surprised. And then the end of the show, I believe, was here. Yeah, and this is where they showed Anthem. And they showed actual gameplay, and all I could think of is, man, this looks like Destiny, except it's not except it's not bad and uninteresting. It's like the best way I could put it. No joke.
well, yeah, that's it.
And then you mentioned how the world sort of reminded you of Xenoblade Chronicles X. I mean, it kind of does to an extent. The only reason why I still don't think it does to me personally is art style wise, because I think Xenoblade Chronicles X's like world design with the art style complemented it so well that it has one of the best looking worlds I've seen in a game. Because it's just the art
looks good, but the art style isn't really what I think for that. It's just the way the levels are designed. The art itself is
okay,
kind
that
of
makes sense.
ugly, to be honest.
For Anthem?
No, for on X.
Oh, okay.
But then again, Wii U game, I kind of expect that.
Yeah.
I knew what I was getting going into that game, but anyway, we're not talking about Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Yeah. But it looks, I guess, all right. I mean, I guess I'm interested to know more about it. I'm not interested in getting it at the moment, though. It's not like seller to me like immediately. It's just like whatever. It just looks like Destiny but interesting. That's the only way I can think about it.
Okay.
Because like I didn't even like the original Destiny trailers. I thought it was just always boring.
I like how we're talking about Destiny even though there was a Destiny 2 announced and we're still already complaining about it.
I don't know. I don't care about Destiny 2 at all, for the record. But anyways, yeah, they showed that, and I was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, my notes were basically, I'm still bitter about Scalebound being canceled, so...
Yeah, I mean, I am too. That's literally what Xbox needed, but, you know...
That is exactly what they needed. But nope.
So, then you're like, I would just like to state that I, Mayonnaise Doctor, have never played Destiny and have
no will towards this game or its fans. Also, I want to look at the seat tomorrow. Okay, thanks, bye.
Because he wrote so much. But yeah, that was their conference. God, we spent probably like 30 minutes talking about their conference. Dear Lord.
Okay, what's our video at right now? We're at 70 minutes. A little over.
Oh God. We're only on the second one too.
But Xbox was the longest.
It's true.
But Sony's probably going to take us roughly the same amount of time. And honestly, Nintendo could as well.
I think Sony will take less.
I hope.
But yeah, I was like, I gave Microsoft an A-. I thought they did a very good job.
I think that's one we actually agreed on, but we both gave it an A-. But
yeah,
they did a good job. There was a couple things that would have changed, but for what it was pretty good.
Yeah, so I think they were probably saying it right now. They had the strongest one of them all, and that was because it was just like game, and hey, look it,
hey, car.
Hey, car. But they actually showed new games, and then they announced release date on games that like actually needed release dates, and all their gameplay and stuff. It all looked interesting. Like they made their conference interesting, and that's what I think won me over. I gave them an A-. I don't know if you gave them an A- too. Oh yeah, you did. Okay, and yeah, and it was just like
I think it's the one we actually agreed on.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I think we both games. Or never mind. No. Yeah, only one. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so now we move on to Bethesda.
I'm saying this outright. I hate Bethesda. That has nothing to do with the show. I just don't like Bethesda. So I was biased going into this.
And
that being said, everyone hated the show.
Yep, and I'll have you know, even with this bias, I love Bethesda, but this was bad. This was not good.
But literally, you know what? Everything but one or two games was a rehash of last year. Like I think because you missed the show the first time, I outright told you just go watch last year's show.
Yep. So let me just explain to you in a nutshell this entire conference. Bethesda sucking their own dick because they love themselves. Skyrim!
I'm actually kind of surprised Skyrim VR didn't happen because they were shoving that down our throats too.
That was my fucking timer. But anyways, they had Skyrim, and I was like, oh yeah, wow, cool, Skyrim, 6-year-old game, woo! And they had Bethesda VR, which was expected basically to be shown. They showed 2 games: Fallout 4, Doom VR. Okay, they put Doom FVR for Doom fucking virtual reality.
And they announced both of those last year. So like, okay, what's the news?
Yep, and then they showed Elder Scrolls Online, Morrowind. I'm just like, whatever, fuck you. Just play Morrowind if you want to. Nobody cares about this game. I did like the aesthetics I mentioned here about the whole like the way it was presented, but then I sort of thought to myself, why don't they just do something like a Nintendo Direct? It was that because that's what this basically was.
I'm kind of surprised too. Like, I think this would have been a lot better if it was shorter, which it was already only 40 minutes. So just shorten it further.
There was literally people on stage for like a grand total of 3 minutes.
You might as well just, at least Nintendo's are fun.
Yeah.
Usually. And
this one was just, it was whatever. Elder Scrolls Legends, they're like, woo, card game. I didn't know anyone played it. But
not Hearthstone, not Gwent, just smartphone app.
Yep, and I just skipped over this.
I don't blame you. It was boring. Creation Club. It's an official mod thing. Apparently it's paid. I missed that when I was watching it.
Yep, it's paid mods. I sort of missed it too, and then I looked at it more. I was like, oh, we're getting paid mods. Let's see. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. If they can give me a reason to pay for mods. But the fact that they just
most
showed,
of the mods usually aren't.
unless it's like expansion worthy.
Okay, like
but
at that point, yes.
Yeah, but it's like for this, it's just like it's paid mods. I'm like, they didn't even show any sort of example. They're not like, hey,
which means they don't trust
cool
any of them enough.
They just said, hey man, we have these paid mod systems. It's like, okay, fuck you too then. Like that's where I got a really sour taste in my mouth after that. I already didn't enjoy the conference.
Oh, I was pissed off as soon as the VR showed up, and that was like the first thing that showed up.
Yeah, and I was just like, and when they showed that, I'm like, okay, this is just stupid. After I figured that out, they showed the Elder Scrolls Special Edition. Like I said, fucking Skyrim, woo!
On the Switch, and guess what? They showed off again on the Nintendo show.
And guess what? They showed off again in the Sony show. It made its way into like every conference except the first two. What the fuck?
Hey, somehow it avoided the PC. Somehow.
It's a 6-year-old game. Like, what the fuck?
I know it sold like hotcakes, but
they are milking it so hard. Like, holy shit! I have never seen a 6-year-old game milked as hard as it was. Oh my god! But anyways, yeah, they showed that. They showed a Dishonored expansion, except it was a trailer, and I was like, okay, DLC. Why are they announcing this here? Can I see a new game?
It's Dishonored 2.5. It's just.
Then they showed Quake Champions. I'm like, yeah, Quake Champion. This is pretty cool. I'm interested in this game. They showed like nothing. They showed fucking like esports stuff. I'm just like, I don't care about the esports stuff right now. I don't want to know about the game.
I mean, Nintendo showed off esports too, but it was brief and it was about games we already knew about.
And they showed, or they did show at the way end or whatever. The main character from Wolfenstein, the new ones, is a character in the game. But I was just like, man, I wanted to see like more about this game, like release date or something. I don't really care about this esports stuff right now. I just want to know when I can like play this game 100%, you know. And then I was like, whatever.
Okay, there's 2 games left. Let's just power through them.
These were the actual games. The Evil Within 2, which had like an 8-minute fucking trailer. Actually, both these games basically had like an 8-minute fucking trailer.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know what the other one was for the first half of it.
I knew it was Wolfenstein because it was the only other game they could show. I was just like confused on what the fuck was going on. But yeah, it was a trailer. But I'd like to mention, The Evil Within 2 was the only thing that nobody knew about this entire conference.
Yikes.
I think, besides the VR stuff. But it confirmed.
I mean, like it would.
There were leaks happening.
Okay, well,
about the game.
That's not really their fault, though. I mean, leaks happen all the time.
Yeah, I think it was copyright. No. What happened was Reddit fucked up and they had an ad for The Evil Within 2 before the day before their conference.
That sucks.
So yeah, they fucked it got leaked in that way. So I was like, shit. It was almost like that one time Capcom released a trailer or whatever, or Ubisoft did that trailer. And I don't remember who it was.
GameSpot for Final Fantasy 15, was that it? Or
no, somebody for an E3. They literally accidentally made a trailer public like an hour before their conference.
That just sucks. Like, what are you supposed to... It's too late to get rid of it.
Yeah.
You have to play it, and you have to act like it's new and nobody's seen it.
No, they even mentioned it in the conference. They're like, this is last year, whatever. They're like, you might have seen earlier today this thing. So yeah, there was this thing coming. But anyways, yeah, they showed Evil Within 2. I really liked the CG trailer for it. Like, it looked super cool, like interesting, at least trailer-wise. I thought it was like super neat. But yeah, it was cool. And I guess I'm interested too, just to see if Evil Within 2 is cooler, and that's about it. I'm interested in that. It was a fucking cool trailer. Fucking awesome trailer, as I
I'm
put it.
extremely unqualified to talk about this game, so I'm not talking about it.
There was Wolfenstein 2, the New Colossus.
It was easily the most impressive game that was at the conference up to that point. I will say that much.
And it was the last part of the conference.
Or no, I was talking about Evil Within 2. That was the most impressive part of the conference.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then they had one more game. And then I was like, okay, Wolfenstein 2, they showed the trailer. It was like, it was pretty cool. It looked interesting. It's the best way to put it. It just looked interesting. They showed a trailer for it. I don't know. They didn't put a release date, I don't think.
I don't even know if they gave a year.
But Yeah, it looks cool. id Software has been making very good games lately. So, with their last Wolfenstein and Doom, so
I thought
I'm
it was
interested.
Fallout 4 DLC for the first 2 minutes. What was that intro?
That was a very pointless intro. But yeah, I think they were just filling out time slots or something. But yeah, that was that. It was cool. And yeah, that was Bethesda's
I stated at the
thing.
start of this, I don't like Bethesda, but even so, the conference still sucked.
It wasn't good. I rated it a D, and I still think I was being a little lenient because
I
what I
gave it a B
got.
minus, and I think I was being generous. The only reason I didn't go straight off F is because of Wolfenstein 2.
What I put is DLC for a 6-year-old game, Skyrim, paid mods, Wolfenstein 2 trailer, either within Evil Within 2 trailer. Those were the only two things that we got. And that ton of stuff we already saw last year. That was literally it.
Yeah.
They were literally like, "Oh man, we're Bethesda, we're cool, yeah, woohoo!" That was like the entire conference. This is like the best way I can describe it. Just
For mine, I had my first note. Still shit. Repeats everywhere. Dishonored 2.5, not Quentin, just in really tiny text saying, "I'm literally typing this up 2 minutes after the show ended, and I can't remember a thing from the show, even though I have my notes right here to look at." That's bad.
Yep.
That's really bad.
so. You have a little short paragraph. I just wanted to talk about Devolver Digital
No,
really quickly.
no. I'm gone. See ya. See ya, buddy. I'll come back.
I'll read. I'll read it for you. They said they were just taking the piss off. They were just taking the piss on all of us. The suckers were the ones dumb enough to watch it every minute, watching another HQ point down the drain. Hopefully, they never get E3 presents again. Even if you try to justify it as, "Oh, they're making a joke, you dumbass." The fact of the matter is, you, me, and everyone else is the punchline. Makes this so unbearable.
If this show got a grade out of A plus to F minus, it would get a fucking G. It was garbage.
This was the greatest, worst thing I have ever seen.
I don't care if it was a shit post. It was still bad.
It was the stupidest thing ever. And then it was like they announced like one fucking game, and I don't even care. It was like Serious Sam and like something else. I don't even remember. We didn't write it down. It was the funniest shit ever though. It was so stupid.
Well, I think we're gonna have to agree disagree on that. In fact, I'm gonna even put it this way: if we were scaring Devolver Digital, the overall grade would also be a G. That's how much I hated that show.
Wait, what was?
I said if the Devolver Digital was also on the report cards, the overall grade would also be a G. That's how much I hated that show.
I don't even think I'd be in a position to rate it. It was like 15 minutes. But anyways, I just feel like mentioning too really shortly is afterwards they had the pre-show, which lasted until Intel started, and it was just like a continuation of the nonsense of Devolver Digital, except it went on all night.
Why?
And when I started it, the floor was pretty clean, and then like 2 hours later, there was shit everywhere. It was so stupid. I was watching it with my friends for a little bit. We were just like, "What the fuck is this shit?" It was so fucking dumb.
Maybe it got better later on, but the beginning was just so bad. They weren't even making jokes or anything. It was just a long and tedious nothing.
Yeah. Oh my god, but yeah, that was that. I just felt like mentioning it. I guess we can do a quick mention of Intel.
They had a show, but literally everything that they showed off was showed off at the PC Gaming Show. So
yeah, we can skip over it. Wait, Twitch within Twitch for an Overwatch character dancing. What?
That actually happened. Yes, they tried to do a live stream over the live stream. The live stream was of Overwatch. Just one of the characters was dancing. Then you could just see the comment section suddenly blow up after 20 seconds. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah. But I guess the only thing to mention is apparently they used Linkin Park.
Yes. Why? Of all the groups you can have advertise your game, why Linkin Park?
That was especially because their last album, which literally just came out, everyone was like, "This is so bad."
I haven't even heard an album of theirs since I think 2013, and I'm amazed I even know that one. So
apparently that happened. So PC Gaming Show, this is like pretty straightforward because it was just a lot of developer talk.
It wasn't 4 hours! Thank you.
Yeah, it wasn't 4 hours. Thank the Lord. They showed an XCOM expansion. Cool. Interested. Firefox still has her hair standing up from the VR bit in the Intel show.
I just thought that was kind of funny.
Thought he should give that observation. They had Ooblets, which looked pretty cool.
It was fine.
I don't really
I barely
remember it.
remembered that well either.
BattleTech.
That was
I
an
don't
RTS game
remember
that
at
I
all.
don't remember. Yeah, there's going to be
Mountain
one at the
Blade.
PC show. Just
Yep.
throwing it
And
out
there was
there.
Mountain Blade 2 Battle Lord. No release date, unfortunately. And the combat that's literally what it's just like in the normal Mountain Blade.
Yikes.
So that is not a pre-alpha build or something.
No,
that's just
bad.
Mountain Blade combat. It looks really janky, but it's like when you do the battles in Mountain Blade, it's a lot of fun. So I'm excited for it. Yeah, and they showed Total War 2 Warhammer 2, which is pretty fucking cool.
Another RTS!
Yep.
Well, I guess they
I
were
like-
going to cram them all to the PC show. If they're
I
going
like
to show up
Total
anywhere.
So yeah. Shadowverse Wonderland Dreams.
What was
Another
this
fucking
again?
card game. It was it's some anime boob card game.
Oh, right, that one. I
It was
didn't
like
really get to look at this one too much because I was
Yeah, it was-
writing comments from Total War.
Don't worry about it. It was basically literally anime boobs, the card game. Then there was an Intel show recap. They showed the i7, i9 upgrades. And then they had the free. That's why I think they also mentioned the free PC
Yes.
thing because they're having an Intel 9K
Mm-hmm.
or i9K or i7 7K or some shit. Something really high, but yeah. But they showed that. Then they showed Destiny 2 on PC, and I was just like, whatever. Destiny 2 on PC. Everyone knew about this. Whatever.
Literally the one point I put in my own notes and label it as my own notes. How many people have heard of Destiny? Underwhelming Soundwave. Yep, that's right. That's it.
And then they like brought out or they talked about some guy, and I was just like, literally, who is this?
And the whole chat was just exploding, like, who is this guy?
Yeah, everyone was saying, who? Like, they were like, what? Who's this fucking guy?
It's not like they cared about the game.
Yeah, it was like some Destiny streamer or some shit. And then,
being hungry for cereal comment.
even the chat, I mentioned the chat cares a little about Destiny, that they're more concerned about who the fuck the person talking was than the actual game itself.
I think I brought this up to you, but I'm pretty sure that the PC scene of Destiny is pretty much dead if it ever existed. Just because that game is so obviously catered to couch play.
Yep, and like people were like, when the first thing was announced, they're like, oh, I'm so excited. And there were like people I was talking to that really love Destiny. They're like, oh, this is gonna be so great because Destiny's great, and there's gonna be so many PC gamers. I'm just like, no, there's not. Nobody fucking likes this game. Stop it.
I do know a few fans, but they're few and far between.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm happy
know
for the
why.
people that get to play it and they enjoy it. You can enjoy something I don't. That's fine, but
Yep, I still don't even think it's gonna sell very well right now. I still am in a state of mind where I just don't think people are gonna want to buy it.
they're gonna have to do some hardcore advertising to make sure that it doesn't look like the last game.
Yep, they showed Intel's new platform. It was something I don't really remember it again.
I wrote down that I didn't know what it was. So
Intel, they were just like esports again, woohoo! And I was just
oh no, run for the hills!
I was just like, yeah, esports. Then they did like
because
3D.
we didn't talk about it in here, but I talked about it in the Intel show. Their entire recap of esports was VR. The whole thing. Like they really wanted VR esports to happen.
And I was just like thinking in my head, no, that's not gonna happen. No VR esports, no.
What did I write for this? Because I wrote something like VR based esports. Yeah, that's a good one. Wait,
Yeah,
being
pretty much.
serious. Oh boy, this went badly.
Yep. And then there was this game called Tunic. It was an isometric game that I don't really remember. I think
I vaguely remember that one. It's the isometric game, basic combat. It looked all right.
Okay. Then they had PlayerUnknown's Battleground
It looked
again.
looked like Stories Path to Destinies, which, despite having the most cliche name ever, is way more fun than it has any right to be.
Which game?
Stories Path to Destinies.
Oh, okay. But yeah, then next, PlayerUnknown's Battleground. You said it looks cool. I'm not so sure. It looks pretty cheap. Somebody said it looks cool. I mean, in
There's
terms
somebody
of
in
gameplay and visuals, unfortunately, if it was the latter, it's like some pre-alpha game that's on PC. Everybody loves it. My friends love playing it, and I just felt like mentioning you have this little note. It's random, but it's like you can't reload while proning or when hopping fences and stuff. It's the most bizarre shit ever that my friends always mention because it makes no sense. And I said, now that's a feature they should add and say we added because they mentioned how like I forget what they said, but they like you can like jump over fences and parkour and shit now. That's what they did because before like you couldn't.
I'm pretty sure Call of Duty lets you do that nowadays.
Yeah, but I was more like, when are they just going to announce where you can like reload in places for some reason you can't reload? You can run and reload, but you can't fucking prone and reload apparently. But yeah, and then they show Killing Floor 2. They showed their summer sideshow thing again. Which
I'm not buying the full
always
game for this event, but it looked awesome. I'm totally a fan of the crazy, bizarre stuff.
I thought they said it was free this week.
Was it?
I think so. You might want to check Steam.
My PC still wouldn't be able to handle it, so.
But yeah, it's on PS4, I think, or it's supposed to be. But yeah, it looks fun. I was like, Carnival metal music was my own. But yeah, those events are like always a ton of fun for Killing Floor. So I was like, cool. Yeah, and then they showed Forza Motorsport 7 again.
They didn't show us a car on stage this time, so it sucked.
Yep, feels bad, man. Then they had Sea of Thieves again, and they're like, okay.
I think the visuals looked way better on the PC stream than the Xbox one, which I guess is expected, but at the same time, so wow, there's a very big visual difference between the two streams.
And then the last night, I like what you put. It's a goddamn drug trip because they showed this game again. Fittingly enough, this game has been being developed by a group named Odd Tales. Oh, okay, there we go. A narrative-driven 2D puzzle with trippy as fuck visuals is what you put. It's the best way to describe it. I still don't know enough to be interested personally. Wylands, a less block, but still
basically
pretty
Minecraft.
Blocky. Yep, pretty much. And I said this is clearly Sea of Thieves Minecraft edition.
I bet. Some people
like
are gonna
Minecraft
try to make
with
that.
Sea of Thieves visuals. And there was Griftlands,
I don't remember
made by the Don't Starve team.
Oh, it's that RPG game. I think it had a nice art style to it, but that's about all I could get out of it. I mean, it was super cheap, obviously, but
it's something that I'm interested in taking a look at. And they showed
Echo Arena and Lone Echo. Why? This is another repeat from the Intel show. Why? It's another VR game. It's another one they're trying to turn into an esports. Why do they keep shoving this down our throats?
Oh yeah, that was that stupid like zero gravity soccer game or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it was whatever. And then they showed Lawbreaker.
Honestly, the game wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't VR, but no.
Yeah, probably. Fucking, I don't like VR that much.
VR's fine. It's just in its infancy. That's the biggest problem with it.
So they showed Lawbreakers again. No gameplay, but he said, but I like this guy. I like him too because he's like you said, he's very toward AAA games. So yeah, when the game was finally shown, it's another FPS pass. They showed this last year. They showed this last year, and I think the year before.
One of those years.
No, they did. They did. They had an open beta too last year. They're having another one. My friend wants me to play it with them. Apparently, it's actually a lot of fun. It's like a lot of fun. So
I think it's in my Steam directory actually, so I must have actually went and downloaded it after that last year.
Well, then maybe you should play it.
But I never played it.
I want to play it. Still very interested in the game. It looks like a lot of fun. They showed Wargroove. The previous made a Harvest Moon knockoff. They made a Harvest Moon knockoff? Do they make fucking
Stardew Valley?
These are the guys who made Stardew Valley?
Yeah.
Oh, so now they're having
Now they have Fire Emblem knockoff.
Oh, so that's probably going to be a good game. But where's my Stardew Valley multiplayer? God damn it! That's what I'm waiting for. But I digress.
I got an note about how you liked how they were just doing a live level creation in the middle of their stream.
Yeah, I love that little comment that I made because I'm just like. They were just talking, and this person was just like making a level. They were just doing their thing, and I thought that was cool. Though I like I like level creation for stuff like that always, even if it's just super simple. And they showed more Middle Earth: Shadow of War.
They had a cutscene this time.
Yep, but it was basically the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They showed the female character, who was a hottie. If you want to be like realistic, and that's about it. And I feel like that's the only reason why they showed it, because she's a hottie.
Well,
and
they had
she's
to have
like
their own
more
equivalent
badass.
to the EA show.
Right? Yeah, and she's more badass than the guy from the looks of it. So she's like a hot, badass chick.
Because we've never seen that before.
So yeah, there's that, and then the last thing, which made both me and you pretty happy.
Yeah.
Age of Empires Definitive Edition.
I said I don't like RTS games. This is my exception. I love this series to death. I have about 300 total hours on Age of Empires 2. I will probably do the same thing when this comes out. I will pre-order this game 4 times if it means it'll come a day sooner. That is where I stand.
But yep, so that was great, and so yeah, that was a
easily the best ending to any of these, bar none.
Yep. I think yeah. Actually, no, I think that's reserved for Nintendo if I remember correctly. For me, at least.
Nintendo had a good ending, and Sony did too. But I don't know. Yep. I just have a soft spot for Age of Empires.
What are you talking about? Sony had the most abrupt and random ending ever.
That was Nintendo. Nintendo was the one that had the abrupt ending.
They both did, but we'll get to those soon. So yeah, it was a PC game show. It was shorter and more to the point. It was more focused.
I think it was a bit better. I mean, it was definitely boring at the beginning, but it picked up.
I rated it a C. It was very forgettable. I think that's the main thing, unfortunately.
Yeah, I gave it a C-, so roughly the same.
Yep, and so now we can move on to Ubisoft, which had pretty damn solid conference for once in their life, and there wasn't no Aisha or whatever the hell her name was. She just
I don't know what happened. They must have just locked her in the back or something.
Yeah, like it was funny because when they started, they showed Mario and Rabbids, and they had the Ubisoft like main director president dude come out, a spokesperson or whatever. Which that man, you could tell he clearly loves video games. Like he looks like a guy who's just like, man, I love games. You know, he's just got that sort of personality. They showed Mario and Rabbids.
I think everybody assumed that this was a real thing at this point, so I'm glad they got out the door immediately.
And when it was, I was like, this is weird, but oddly enthralling.
I was you and a lot of other people have tried to describe it as an XCOM clone of sorts, which I kind of see, I guess.
It's basically like Mario with guns and Rabbids in XCOM gameplay, except you can like induce like these crazy combos and stuff. I don't know. It looked like fun, honestly.
And I guess we can talk about more at the Nintendo show if we really want to, but
they showed more here.
True.
To
say, I mean, Rabbids are still a thing. I'm still bitter at Rabbids because they're basically the sole reason Rayman died, basically.
Mm-hmm. Well, until the end of this show. But it was like, I don't know. It looked super fun. I think it looks interesting. I'm interested to play it. Woo! Mario Rabbids. I might play it when I get a Switch eventually. We'll just have to see.
At this rate, I'm not going to get a Switch for another 2 or 3 years, but we'll see.
Yep. Then they showed Assassin's Creed Origins. They didn't really show much.
Plenty again. So they showed way more back at Xbox.
Yeah, this was like not even a gameplay thing. I think this was just like a trailer or something. And that was about it. Then they showed The Crew 2. Me and Mayo are extremely confused on how the fuck this game even exists. I think
very much like. I did play the original, and I wasn't a very big fan of it, but my computer sucks. And I have to remember that my computer sucks, because
I don't remember
it was just a lot of technical
issues.
issues.
Yeah, dude, I don't remember anyone talking about it. The first game.
I remember it was really hyped up before it released, and it's one of those games, the second it released, suddenly nobody wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like Destiny where everybody complained about it. No, it's like it vanished from everyone's memory.
Yeah, pretty much. And well, there's a second one. I'm kind of interested. It looked kind of cool. I was more confused on why the fuck there were planes flying next to skyscrapers. I said, I hope this is a 1-to-1 scale of America, because that'd be great. Then you can go in.
I mean, that's probably a bit overzealous, but at the very least, don't put cities that are several states apart next door to each other. Come on.
and make the all the areas completely different from the first game.
That's
so yeah.
probably asking too much too, but we'll see.
Yep, I'm not particularly interested, honestly.
Okay, so next is South Park Fractured Butthole, the game that should have released last year and earlier this year is now releasing later this year. And it's probably going to get delayed again.
They said it in October, and I'm like, what? Why is it so far away? What?
Like, I remember browsing on my PS4 a while back, and I saw that it was slated for, what was it? I think it was slated for February. What happened?
Yeah, it's getting delayed left and right, and I wouldn't doubt if it gets delayed again. And there's Transference, VR and Nerd You're like, huh? Then I said Watch Dogs 3, clearly. And then I was like, it's Elijah Wood, the guy who played Frodo! It's Frodo! And that's what everyone in the chat was yelling to. They're like, Frodo!
It's also Legend of Spyro.
Yep.
So you have to kind of tone it down a little bit.
Exactly. But it turns out it's like some sort of psychological horror VR game, from the looks of it. I'm interested in the game. I think it looks pretty cool. For as long as they do the psychological horror part really well, it might be a good VR game.
Resident Evil 7 seemed to be a game everyone liked.
Yeah, but that was like true or not true horror. That was like survival horror. This looked more like psychological horror. Like it's supposed to fuck with you, sort of thing. But yeah, it looked pretty cool for a VR game. That was probably the most interesting one they showed, in the entire conferences as a whole. They had Skull and Bones, which is another pirate game, which I think pirate games are suddenly becoming the flavor of the month.
Mm-hmm. There was a very weird and very large gap of character models I noticed. Like, some of them were super high detailed, and others looked like they were ripped straight from a PS2 game.
Yeah, but it did look like a lot of fun. The trailer was like, I wasn't really like too entranced. But then the gameplay happened, and I was like, huh, this actually looks pretty damn fun. Like, I would play this.
Well, there's a lot of people that said that about For Honor, too, and that's another Ubisoft game that suddenly vanished from everyone's memory the second it came out.
That's true, and people didn't even complain about that game. They said it was pretty good.
Yeah, they said it was good, but there was just a few problems with the online that just made people stop playing.
Yep. But I'm interested in this game. The water looked fucking gorgeous, but I'm someone who looks at water in game, because I'm a weirdo like that, and I'm like, damn, this looks great. But it looked gorgeous, the water, and I was like, cool. But we were called a soggy nutmeg at one point. And I think that's the true highlight of E3, is being called soggy nutmeg.
I can now die happy.
And you mentioned it's very Assassin's 4-esque. And then at the way end they showed, they're like, the world, they said like the world changes around whatever happens in the game with all these people. It's supposed to be like some online crazy game. And then there was the fucking like Kraken, and I was just like
kind of seems
underwater.
Like buzzwords, the online changing world. We'll see, but
yeah, we'll have to see.
It kind of just seems like buzz.
I like how you copy pasted my total misspell. Because my hands were like one.
I think this is around the point of just up
one to the left. Yep.
Like I was at we're at page 15 at this point. I stopped caring.
We're almost at the end, surprisingly.
Yeah, Sony didn't have that many notes. I think Nintendo only had a page or so.
Yep, and then Just Dance 2018. We're just like...
No thanks, I'm not a J-pop fan.
It wasn't even J-pop. I think it was like K-pop. I don't even think it was K-pop. I don't know what it was. It was weird.
It was Asian pop.
Yeah, and I was just like... this comment I said is like the best way I can describe Just Dance. It gets worse every year, I swear. Why does Just Dance just get worse with every year with their presentation? Why don't they just do it at the start?
Isn't that what they did last year or the year before? Like, one of them did.
Last year I think they did it at the start. Also, Aisha still. At this point I was like, yeah, she's gone. She's not appearing. She's disappeared. But yeah, then they showed South Park, another one.
Why didn't they show this off with Fractured Butthole?
Oh, wow. I don't know. I thought they should have showed it afterwards, but they didn't. But it's like some RTS game, if I remember correctly.
That are playing cowboys and Indians. That's the whole gimmick.
Yeah. And it's supposed to be like really meta, where people had like Snapchats and FaceTime and shit too, but you're already on your phone. So it was like super meta, which sounds about in line with South Park. Of course, I think it still retained that humor.
For what it's worth, it looks really good for a phone game, but
yeah,
Rayman Adventures looks great for a phone game, but that doesn't mean it plays good.
That's true. But yeah, hopefully it's a good game if it actually fucking comes out. And yeah, that's about that for that game. And then there was something called
I think that's supposed to be Starlink. I think.
Yeah, I don't think Starlink sounds right. Starlink. If I remember correctly, wasn't this that weird game where it had like this like No Man's Sky-esque intro, and then it like dropped you into this 2D perspective? Like,
yes,
it had like really great graphics, and it like dropped you into this 2D perspective, and I was just like, this is weird as fuck. Okay then. And I know you didn't write down this note, but I know I mentioned that the textures for the robot arms at the end of that trailer looked bad.
Oh, I think we were already on the steep at that point, and I was trying to write that stuff in.
Oh, okay. And then we had Steep Road to the Olympics
It's an expansion pack. Why does this game of all games... This is another one everybody forgot about.
Yep.
Why is this game expansion?
Well, people straight up said this game was fucking awful, too, though. I don't remember anyone saying the game was good. And, like, nobody even, like, bought it.
I have a sneaking suspicion this might have been a game that was built for the Kinect. But then the Kinect flopped.
It seems like it. But yeah, that happened. They showed Far Cry 5 gameplay. This was the first time I ever saw any of the Far Cry 5 stuff. I think it was for you too, right?
I had seen a very small portion, but I don't care about Far Cry. I knew I wasn't going to be buying it no matter what they showed. So
yeah, for this I was just like, oh, this is the controversy. They're Christian cult people, basically. And I was just like, whatever.
I'm not going to buy it anyway. What do I care?
Obligatory downgrade comment here. My favorite part was at the way beginning. It said actual gameplay at the bottom right, like they had to remind you. It just said actual gameplay. I thought that was really funny. But I in the end, I just want Blood Dragon 2. And then the final game, best for last, amazing ending, probably better than Age of Empires, maybe potentially.
Not so much for me, but for a lot of people, I'm sure it was.
Yep. Beyond Good and Evil 2. The way you put it is the best way you could.
It's real. It's real. Dude, forever. Final Fantasy 15, Last Guardian. Eat your fucking heart out. It's sad, quite the mood shift though.
Yep.
I've never played the original, but I know it's had shift quite a little bit. A little more mature now. Yeah,
people were like, "Why is it like? Where's the cussing and stuff? Why is it more mature?" And a part of me was just thinking, well, it's because like the industry's matured, you know? And it's the same developer. I mean, when he came out after it was shown, the man, he nearly teared up. I forget his name. It's like it starts with an M. But like he was like nearly tearing up, and like I felt for the guy, man.
Like he's been working on this forever.
Yeah, he was so happy that his game is finally his sequel that he probably has been wanting for so long. It's finally coming. So he was just so happy, and it's just like it's heartwarming when I see a developer like that. And it looks really cool. It was like
this game came out like 2001.
Yeah,
a long time ago.
It's been a long time, but yeah, it's like I don't know. I really like the CG trailer. The thing about the CG trailer too is a part of me just like wanted a full movie with that CG because it looked so cool.
Yeah, I can give you that. Well, I can't.
And
give it,
like,
I'll admit
and it was like, it was interesting too, though. Like I don't know. It looks so cool. Like just the CG. It was all CG. There's no gameplay, but it exists. That's cool.
Just knowing it exists, and they actually give you a proper trailer, Nintendo.
Yep. And it's just, I liked it a lot. It was good. And that's where they ended with that. And I think Ubisoft.
As far as Ubisoft is concerned, this is one of their better ones.
I think this is I think their best in like 8 years or something.
You gave them a considerably better grade than I did. You gave them a B+. I gave them a straight C.
Yeah, I gave them a B+ because like there was no stupid cringe. Like Aisha, she's like a good comedian apparently. It's just she's not really good on stage with the E3.
Which I can't really blame
Or whatever
you for
her
that,
name
because
is. I don't
even
know
in
if it's her.
person, there's a bunch of people out there. I don't blame you for panicking. It's just...
I don't even remember if her name's Aisha. So if it isn't, I'm sorry. I just think that's what I remember. I think it is. Then they had a South Park release date, and I was like, damn, that's cool. Beyond Good and Evil 2. Wasn't expecting that, surprisingly. A lot of people apparently weren't.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
And I caught on to it the second I saw that pig, and I was like, oh my god.
And yeah, they had a great.
Wow.
I thought they had a great conference. I gave them a straight B plus. I thought it was really, really good. I didn't think it was as good as Xbox's. I just thought it was pretty damn good.
I gave them a higher grade than one of the 3 consoles.
Yeah, you gave them a straight C. Technically, they were your 3rd best grade given.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Then that was theirs. It was cool. So now we can move on to the Sony. And this was also kind of like, this was the most shotgun of games. They did the same thing like last year. Last year it was literally just like game. This year it was just like game. Except this year they showed last year. It's a good way of summing it up.
So it's like what Bethesda did, but it's what the games actually give a damn about.
Yeah. And then it's like they did their as I put it, I spelled annual wrong, but they did their annual ritual where at the beginning they had that cool little introduction. I thought it was cool.
Yeah. But also, because I doubt you've read the notes yet, I was half asleep at this point. I was making so many dumb mistakes. Like, you'll see them, but there was some really dumb ones. For some reason, I thought Detroit Become Human was a sandbox game. Like, what?
Yeah. but yeah, like, they had a cool intro, but they had sound problems at the beginning. We had to swap streams and stuff. There was lag.
I've been watching on my Roku for every other stream, but then Sony, I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, Sony was completely... They something screwed up. I don't know if it was Twitch's fault. I don't know if it was YouTube's fault. I have no idea.
Something screwed up.
YouTube.
I did too.
Yeah.
Eventually, I just had to jump because I just kept getting dropped.
Yep. And then so they showed the new Uncharted side game, which they announced apparently. I didn't know they announced it.
They had announced it, but they hadn't announced the name. I think that's how it is. I mean, I don't follow Uncharted. I'm not a fan, but...
To me, I'm still a little upset because I think this is one of those cases where it's like, oh man, dude, there's an ending, or they ended the series. There's going to be no more games. Literally later, they're just like, by the way, here's a new game. From the series. I'm just like, just fucking end it. You said you were like gonna end it.
Why? I mean, other than the obvious reason that they want to make money, but they could easily make Last of Us 2, or I'm sure Jack 4 would sell like hotcakes.
I literally want a new game from Naughty Dog, like, or from a new series, or from an old series. Like I said, Jack 4, I've been fine with that. It's like, I don't really care about Uncharted at this point anymore. It's like, man,
I played part of the first game, and I really didn't care that much for it. I have the whole trilogy, and I'm probably never going to finish it, but...
Honestly, I would have preferred even seeing the Last of Us 2 stuff here. That's a game that I don't even think
why
needed
didn't that even show up?
Yeah, they didn't even that didn't even show up, and it's like, whatever. So they showed that, and I was like, I don't care. And I'm pretty sure you were like, you don't care.
I mean, I outright stated in the notes, like, anything from Naughty Dog past Jack X is basically dead weight to me. That's not to say I think it's bad, it's just, I don't care.
Mm-hmm. And there was Horizon Zero Dawn, the Frozen Wilds.
Is that an expansion pack or DLC, a new game? I can't tell. They didn't clarify anything.
There was like a post I saw somewhere that linked to the Twitter where the devs were talking about it. And I guess it's like an expansion? I don't know. But I kind of... I'm not going to lie, I feel like Zelda spoiled me because Horizon Zero Dawn came out at a bad time.
Horizon... But you know Sony did that on purpose, but it bit them in the ass.
Yeah, because everyone was like, Horizon Zero Dawn, it's a pretty good game. But that fucking Zelda, though!
Seriously, it's like... You know why Sony did it, but it just set Horizon up for failure.
Pretty much. And it didn't fail, luckily. I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean... Admittedly, I wasn't super interested in the game when it was shown off originally, and I've slowly warmed up to it a little bit since it came out, but I'm still not totally sold.
I feel like a part of me, too, like I said, when Zelda came out and then Horizon Zero Dawn came out...
Well, yeah, that's a big killer.
Every time I saw a gameplay of it, I was just like, I could just play Zelda.
And I know I'm going to like Zelda.
Yeah, and I was like, I could probably have a better experience with Zelda. That was basically me. the entire time. But yeah, that happened. And I was like, I've never played the first or the game, so I don't really care. Then Days Gone happened again.
Detective biker in the middle of the forest with the never-ending lust for QTEs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it was supposed to be, but remember, Bubsy 3D developers are the ones working on this game, so don't get your hype too high.
Then they had one thing I thought was pretty cool is the part where they let the zombies in from they blew up that like wall and they let in a ton of zombies to help you. I thought that was kind of a cool idea, but it just looks like another 3D open world zombie game thing. It's like
I think my connection must have died at that point because I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, but that was like the only cool part, and they showed like one little story tidbit, and I was just like, I'm not that interested in the game because it's like a zombie open world game or something. It's like I'm getting kind of tired of these games, because we're like stuck in this void of open world games and zombie games apparently still. And then Monster Hunter
World. I was more so surprised to see this wasn't coming on a Nintendo system, but okay.
It's funny because you said, hey, Microsoft, remember when you can't scale down? Feel stupid yet? And then you realize it's coming out on Xbox One, PS4, and PC.
Yeah, well...
And I think NX, or Switch is what it's called now.
No, it's not. It's not on Switch.
Okay. That makes sense.
But yeah, at the time I thought it was exclusive. It's not, but...
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, we learned that it's for like literally every console except for the Switch. It probably isn't on the Switch, I'm assuming, because of graphical reasons.
Which is really depressing because that was the thing that killed the Wii U. But
but to be fair, third-party developers are actually looking like they're warming up to the Switch, especially because that thing is sounding like fucking hotcakes right now. So
they better jump on scalpers.
Yeah, well, if you don't know the story, Apple's fucking them over with their iPhone 8, because that's why it's hard to find Switches right now, is because there's such a demand for this one specific part from Apple that's why this isn't Sony or Nintendo's fault. This is or anyone else's fault. This is
not
straight
even really
up
Apple's fault. I mean, if you really think about it, I mean,
nobody was really
they're just trying to make something that people are asking for there as well. It's not their fault.
But also like the part they weren't expecting that there was going to be such a high demand for it. So that's also why. But anyways, back to this. Monster Hunter World looks fucking sweet.
It does. I like how it looks. And I've never even played a Monster Hunter game. Like, I actually want to get this one.
I can't wait to play this. I'm like, I might even go out of the way to get it on PS4 and PC, because the PC version comes out way later. But the PC version, if I'm getting that, I have to have my new one.
Yeah, well, it's good. You know it's probably going to get a bunch of mods.
Yep.
Unless there's a bunch of online, in which case that might kill it. But,
yeah.
We'll see.
We'll have to see. So, next is a biased part for me, Shadow of the Colossus HD.
It's a Blue Point job. They'll do it well. They port all their games really well.
So, yeah, they better... The thing is, I'm hoping they keep the atmosphere the same. Don't fucking touch that soundtrack. Don't fucking touch it. Just use what's given to you. Use the original soundtrack. Do not change it. If they do that, I will get so angry.
Well, they didn't change Gravity Rush. And they didn't change Uncharted, so I think it's safe.
Good. Otherwise, I'd get very angry. I mean, it's like... The only downside about this is the fact that they released an HD port to the PS3. Granted, it's not like super HD, but this is just like a remaster from all we know. But if they add some of the unreleased content, if possible, that's
probably asking for too much, but I wouldn't put it past Blue Point.
Yeah, but if they do, that would be cool. So there was like supposed to be originally 64 Colossi in the original game, which, by the way,
I thought it was only 17.
No, there was supposed to be 64. Yeah. But no, there was like a whole bunch of the ones that weren't used. People want those. The ones that actually had like some work put into it, people are hoping they can figure a way to put that in. It's funny because I felt like the only person, because no one in the Twitch chat, said anything about it. But as soon as I saw that bridge, I was like, this is Shadow of the Colossus. I knew it immediately. But yeah, so they showed that, and I'm just biasedly excited, but it kind of, like I said, it kind of sucks because there's already been a PS3 remaster, so there's not as big as an oomph, I guess. Unless it like runs at 60 FPS, looks beautiful, and retains all the old stuff from the original game.
We'll see. It could
And
happen.
then there's Marvel. Yep. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully it will be. You said if it's a Blue Point port job, and they said they're good. Then there's Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and it was just like, yay! This game is coming out still. They showed this before. This has been talked about. The only thing I can notice is why the fuck is Chun-Li's voice actress American? She's Asian. This ain't right. Unless I'm like wrong on something, someone correct me. But I'm pretty sure.
I wasn't paying attention to the voice acting. It's a Capcom game. I expect it to be awful.
Also, they said the Ebony and Ivory at the way in from the dude from Guardians of the Galaxy. The wolf raccoon fucker, whatever his name was. And I saw some pictures of Dante, and he looks disgusting. Is the best way to put it. Like the character models, there's something wrong with them, or the art, or something. I don't fucking know. My friend was linking a ton of pictures, and they were bad.
I wasn't paying attention to that.
That was afterwards. It was like way afterwards.
Oh.
Then Call of Duty World War II, of course, they had to show Call of Duty. It was put on Sony's thing. It's just like, yeah.
Fine, just get it out of the way. Like, we knew it was coming.
Yep,
At least they didn't try to save it as the final game or something like that.
Yep, and it was just like World War II COD, which is cool. They're going back to their roots, I guess. Hopefully they make it good. That's all I can think about it.
Mm.
And then, Fußbroda! Skyrim! VR! Yeah! More Skyrim!
Why? Okay, first off, why didn't they show this off at the Bethesda conference? Because at least then there would have been something new with the VR stuff.
Dude, I don't know. They just wanted to have Bethesda's why they wanted Skyrim everywhere.
Bethesda had so little content in their stream. They could have used this so badly.
I love this comment. Skyrim is a 6-year-old game. Now in VR. Oh, God.
I like how they don't even specify if it's special edition. I mean, it obviously is, but...
Yeah, I know.
Just imagine playing the original.
They're just saying Skyrim. It's like, yeah, man, we get it. Skyrim. Can you make like a new Elder Scrolls at this point?
Or anything new?
Yeah, okay, and then they showed Star Child. And it was like, I don't even remember. It was just a fucking game.
It's a 2D platformer in PSVR. Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, and then it was, oh yeah, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, what the, what? That doesn't even make any sense.
But why?
But the only, I remember I commented on my friend, the only comment I could think of was, Star Child? You mean like from the end of 2001 A Space Odyssey?
Maybe.
It's like the only comment I could think of. There was The Impatient.
I don't remember this one at all.
It's like a VR, it looks like, again, it's like a horror game where you're like in an insane asylum or something, or a doctor's place, I think. And it's like in a post-apocalyptic world. So I think that's it. And it looked kind of interesting from what I remember. Then we got the best game ever. Best game ever. Right next, they showed Final Fantasy. This is the VR section.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 15 Monsters of the Deep. It's not even Final Fantasy 15. No, it's just the fishing.
Yep. And as my notes put it best, this is actually, I was like, is this actually Final Fantasy 15 or is this Big's Fishing Adventure? I think this is Big's Fishing Adventure come into Final Fantasy 15. And they're, I've noticed that they're, not only is like Bethesda milking the fuck out of their Skyrim 6-year-old game, but now Square is milking the fuck out of Final Fantasy 15.
Well, there's milking the fuck out of 13 beforehand, so at least be thankful it's something else.
Yeah, I feel like I should have been like expecting this. I still need to beat 14 or 15 because I don't even know if I can gauge an opinion on it yet. But like, because I own the game, I play. I don't know. I'm on like chapter 3 or some shit. I need to play it. But yeah, it's just like woo, fishing game. Wow, in VR, awesome. The fishing sucks in that game. Anyways. Yeah?
It's okay if you're willing to sit down for it, but nobody wants to sit down for it. It doesn't fit the game at all.
I love doing all the random side quests of fishing. Can't wait to get my fishing experience up. Gosh.
Actually, fishing experience is nothing compared to the fucking survival.
Yeah,
pretty much. We can have
pretty
fun
much.
with that later.
But yeah,
next is
Bravo
Team.
the last game for the VR section.
Actually, no. Moss was VR. I think.
Oh, yeah. The game where we couldn't figure out if it was Moss or that other name. But yeah, it was some.
This was a 3D platformer of sorts. And why is this in VR?
Yeah, that was Moss. We didn't even go over Bravo Team. But Bravo Team simply put, shooting game, VR. Cool. That's it.
Okay. Who cares about Bravo Team, really?
Yep, pretty much. But yeah, it's like a puzzle platformer 3D, the Moss game. It's like...
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bitter over over VR now, especially PSVR, because of how Psychonauts basically got canceled for a decade, then it finally came back on a VR of all things, but...
Oh, woohoo. Yeah, no, it's stupid. Then we got showed Dad of War again.
Dad of War, but I have no opinion. I didn't play the older games.
You see, the thing is, I wish it was a hack and slash, and I'll tell you why. Because it looks like every single Naughty Dog game that's come out recently.
It does.
So that's why I'm a little frustrated. It's like, oh, cool. God of War. Like, where's the fucking sick-ass hack and slash shit? Why is it like... Why am I playing this, like, Tomb Raider fucking...
Touch me, Dude Raider.
Dude Raider. Yeah, this is like Dude Raider, like, fucking... Dude Raider and Tomb Raider, dude. It reminds me of Tomb Raider. It's like an amalgamation of game types we've already, like, been played to death.
Pretty much.
And I'm just like, I'm not interested in that fact. I don't know. I'm not that
I don't know a whole lot about God of War, but doesn't Kratos... I mean, or isn't he a villain or something? Like, what is he doing being a dad?
He's like a good guy, like, villain. I don't know. He's like both. All I know is he fucking kills demons and fucks goddesses. Literally fucks goddesses. Like, in a sexual way. And kills demons. Or not demons. Kills gods.
Okay, onto Detroit Become Human. And like I said at the beginning of the Sony thing, I was clearly very out of it. If I couldn't remember this game to the point where I thought it was a sandbox.
To be fair, I can see why you thought it changed a lot. It feels like it changed a lot.
The visuals seem a lot better from what I remember.
Until the way... The thing is, though, that didn't tell me on the game is fuck Marcus. That character, I did not fucking like him at all. And they showed him for the trailer. He was like a fucking asshole is the best way I can put it. Because he was just like, let's just start a revolution and all this shit and whatever. And it's just like, I don't know. He just came out as an asshole to me. And I was like...
It would have been fine if you wanted to start a revolution, just show why. They didn't bother with that. Like, why are you starting a revolution?
And then it's like, you can choose whether you want one, or maybe you don't want one, or you can do this, or you can be a pacifist, or you can be a war. I'm really hoping that your decisions in this game actually make a difference. Because I am
better, because if it's not, then what's the point of the game? If it's that heavily story-driven.
Yeah, so it's Heavy Rain, too, so it's like all QTE stuff. It's made by the same guy. So it's like, I'm hoping that it has a lot of, like, stuff you can do, you know? Like, there's a lot of different options. I hope they mean a lot. That's, like, my main thing about it. Then they showed Destiny 2. Nothing shown here. It was just a trailer.
I said, like, okay, I'll give it a fair chance outside of its predecessor's reputation, but it has a really steep uphill battle.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it was just a fucking story trailer. It was like, people care about the story? People care about this game?
They did. The story, I mean, like, it's surprising, but there are people that cared about the plot.
The plot that decided it didn't want to tell you what the plot was.
You can say the same thing about Dark Souls, but people eat that up.
Well, I mean, at least, like, you can figure out the lore and shit. Like, the story is basic, but there's like a ton of lore, and you can figure out the story of what happened to the world and stuff. That is Dark Souls. Destiny 2 is literally, they wouldn't tell you the story, and there was nothing that would tell you the story. They would just be like, wait for the next expansion pack. We'll tell you here, I swear.
And they don't.
Exactly. But then they show the last game, Best for Last, Spider-Man, which was awesome. It looked like so much fun, actually.
I write that I'm just copying my notes from last year's. It's from Insomniac. It's going to be good. That's all you need to know.
Pretty much, but they did show the gameplay, and it looked so fucking cool.
Very similar to the Spider-Man 2 on PS2, which is a fan favorite. So good.
Yep. So I'm really excited for that game, and it's Insomniac, so I guarantee you, I'm just gonna buy it regardless.
Oh, definitely. I'm probably gonna pre-order it as soon as it goes live. But
yep. And that was Sony. They just sort of ended after that. It was a long showing they did for Spider-Man, though.
Yeah, they had about a 10-minute show for that. And Unlike the thing with EA, I watched the whole thing. I had no problems with watching the whole thing.
I actually rated Sony a C personally, as you can see. You rated, I think, a B minus.
I gave it a B minus. Well,
yeah,
you gave Ubisoft a B plus, and I gave it a C. So I guess that kind of balances it out.
Yeah. So it's like my what I wrote down is what I got is, hey guys, remember all the stuff we showed last year? Here's more. Also, you have another cool intro. Also, Shadow of the Colossus Super HD. Because that's basically how I felt. There was almost like nothing new that was shown. That's like I think that's like
I
the most.
That's like with that.
That's like a run. That was like a running occurrence with a lot of this year's E3, which kind of sucked. But for Sony's, it seemed most apparent. Like, hey, you know about this. You've seen this. We're going to show you another thing about it. Here's another one. You've seen it. You know about it. And they just kept doing that over and over again. That's just what it felt like to me. That's why I rated it pretty low. Because, like, I just felt like it didn't go anywhere.
I guess I can see where you're coming from. I mean, like I said before, it is very similar to Bethesda's, but it was stuff I actually gave a damn about. They did show some new stuff that I still cared about.
Yeah. Like, for example, like they showed Spider-Man. That looked super cool, but at least it like showed gameplay of it. Like Bethesda didn't show gameplay of like Wolfenstein or anything. They just showed trailers. At least like Sony showed some gameplay to their trailers and such. So at least like they had that upper edge, I would say. But like as a whole, there was just too much not new for me to think it was like a good conference.
Let's not forget the technical issues at the beginning.
Yeah, and the technical issues, I actually didn't dock it down a point for that. Otherwise, I would have gotten a C minus.
I probably should have docked it down, but I didn't.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't know if that was their fault or not. I'm still kind of confused on that, and I don't feel like it's fair to really dock them down just because we are not entirely sure.
Nintendo kind of had a technical issue too. It wasn't really as bad. Yeah, their volume was really screwy at the beginning.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear it. I wasn't paying attention. I was probably more excited about thinking about things.
It was before the thing you're thinking of.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, Nintendo. I just want to say before we like start, as you can probably see in my notes, if you still have this like edited so it shows it, what I wanted, I just new Metroid. That's all it said. It just said new Metroid. It went so far past I went in and out of the box. I just wanted a new Metroid. That's all I wanted. That was literally the only thing this year. You know what? E3 could have gone if Nintendo went first and they said new Metroid. I would have been like, all right, done with E3. Goodbye. See you later. I'm done. I'm not even joking. I would just like abandon ship. But that's just me. I've been waiting for a new Metroid for so fucking long. I want to say 10 years because I don't include the last two games.
So
it's like 2.
3.
2. I don't know. I don't know. I don't.
Other M, Blast Ball, and Federation Force.
Was Blast Ball? I thought those were like in the same game. Okay, then 3 in that case. But yeah, so that was literally all I wanted. And what I expected, of course, there was going to be Super Mario Odyssey. I really was hoping there'd be Bayonetta 3. That'd be fucking amazing if there was a Bayonetta 3. Splatoon 2, which I think they only briefly talked about, if I remember correctly.
I think they brought up the esports bit.
ARMS was kind of stretching it because that's not a pun for the record. That was kind of stretching it. ARMS is coming out soon. Kind of the same thing with Crash Bandicoot. Those games were coming out soon.
But technically, Crash did get a new trailer. It just didn't get a trailer in the conference. Yeah.
And then of course I put F-Zero. That was really stretching it. And then I put no new fucking Metroid because let's be honest, that's what a lot of people were kind of expecting. They wanted it.
Yeah, mine was Mario Odyssey because obviously Animal Crossing Switch. I thought it was just too easy of a matchup. Like, why wouldn't they? Then I was kind of just starting to take this piss at that point. Metroid Federation Force 2. Hey, F-Zero, if they did that, I would have burned my 3DS in a fucking heartbeat, and I would have disowned every Nintendo thing I ever had. That might take a little explaining, but basically, have you seen the Hate Pikmin game they tried to sell everyone? Basically, they revive a franchise that hadn't been around for several years. They completely changed the genre, and they say if it doesn't sell well, they're going to cancel all the games, regardless. And if it does sell well, it's going to be like this new terrible thing.
Oh, God.
Like it's a lose-lose situation.
Pretty much. And you put Mother 3 joke, which I'm actually
surprisingly didn't happen.
Then
Star
Star
Fox Zero
Fox
Deluxe.
Zero.
I could have put any Wii U game there. I just thought that was the funniest.
Splatoon 2 also Amiibo because why not? I like
Thankfully,
the
they didn't
short
mention Amiibo, technically. It's just
Yeah,
it
there
was
was-
very brief.
So yeah, there was this conference. Let's start at the start. They showed Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
They
Why is
only
Xeno...
showed like half a second of gameplay, which kind of sucks, but
Also,
for the half
to
second we
answer-
saw, it looked awesome.
to answer your question, the Chronicles part was taken off because they showed a Japanese trailer.
Oh.
They don't have the Chronicles part written up or something because it's just called Xenoblade. Just so you know, there is no reason why this game is called Xenoblade Chronicles or Xenoblade.
I don't get it.
There is zero reason for it to have it.
I
So
guess
there
they
was
just wanna
a there was
sell
a
units.
the best way I can describe it is there's a cool trailer, but my focus was on this big-breasted lady that had barely any clothing, and this guy was gonna touch her boob.
Well, I don't blame you because they very clearly expressed that. Like they weren't even being subtle about it.
Yeah, it was like
They want you to focus on it.
It was like up in the forefront at the beginning of that trailer, and I was just like
this is
my
a Nintendo trailer.
My focus was just on this woman, and I was just like, "You sure this isn't an adult game in disguise?" but no, it like Xenoblade went completely anime, like totally anime, and I was just like, "This is pretty cool." They showed like 1 second of gameplay, like you said. They did actually show a treehouse presentation, which I didn't watch to not spoil, but I did kind of look at a little bit of it just to see the gameplay. For the record, the gameplay looks really slow for some reason. Something about it seems really weird, but I don't think it's really going for that pseudo MMO sort of style of gameplay anymore. I think it's going for
I think that's a good thing. It's just,
like
the other games were just I don't know how to.
It still has that like
describe it.
charge up mechanic, but you still like you move around, and it's not. I guess it kind of still has that. You'd have to watch the gameplay to see. The music is fucking ace tier again, for the record. Just wanted to mention that they released like 4 tracks, and it's just.
Okay, well, I guess that's a good thing, considering X, that was kind of a controversial point. Like, some of the tracks were seen as really good, and others were seen as really bad.
Yep, I'm on the boat where I actually loved the majority of the soundtrack, but...
I did too. It's just, there was a few songs where it's like, okay, I need to mute this.
Yeah, like New LA Night.
I didn't mind New LA Night that much, actually. I preferred that to the day version, but what I really hated was the scale. And you were in the scale so much.
The only thing I hated was that the fact that they didn't make the fucking flying music. They didn't change the flying. The flying music wasn't the area music. It had to be the other song, which wasn't a bad song. But it's just like I want to hear the area music, not the flying music.
And it plays whenever you get in your scale and you start flying, and it's just, well, the second you get the flight module, that's what you're going to be doing for 90% of the time. So, why?
You know what I would do? I would fly up really high, and then just to not waste fuel, I would just start free falling, so that I can listen to the music a little bit.
That's what I wound up doing.
Oh god, I'm glad that we're the same person then. But yeah, so Xenoblade Chronicles 2, it's just like an anime as fuck looking game. The world looks beautiful, of course. The enemies look beautiful as fuck, of course. What else are you gonna expect? That's like the best thing that Monolith Soft is good at. They know how to make a world and how to make creatures. I'm interested in the plot. If you get my gist.
Right, the plot, right?
The plot, the plot. I'm very interested in the plot, but they haven't really shown much for the actual plot. So I don't know, but Xenoblade Chronicles.
I'm kind of interested in like what they're actually going to do with it, because X had virtually no plot.
Yeah, pretty much. It was really open-minded, I guess.
Which is fine for the game they were going for, but
yeah. I guess the reason that reminds me, the reason why it's called Xenoblade Chronicles X or Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is because X was a more open world explore game. This is a more linear character driven game. That was the director's reasoning for why it's called Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. Personally, I'm gonna keep waiting for X2, but that's just me.
It's like the Final Fantasy treatment. Just think of it like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, but it looked cool.
I mean, it still looks fine for what it is. I wasn't the biggest fan of the first game, but
yeah, I'm excited about it, I guess, because I love the first game and I love the second X. So, and I love Xenosaga and I love Xenogears. I love all the Xeno games, so I'm interested.
Basically, fast forward Xeno in it, you're gonna buy it.
Yeah, pretty much. If it's just an alien game, just Xenomorph. Just, oh shit, Xeno game. That's me. But yeah, the next game they showed.
Next was Kirby 2018, which, I mean, I'm glad that they're finally getting one on a console. Mm-hmm. I will say that much. I've never played the games, so I can't talk.
But, well, it was like Kirby 64 too, where you can like combine abilities and stuff, and you can like have the enemies as your.
It's really easy, and it's really slow, and it's still in a 2D plane, and it's still multiplayer, and
that's never gonna change. But yeah, as someone who likes a lot
features,
of Kirby
but it's just
pretty much. But as someone who likes a lot of Kirby games and someone who likes the Kirby 64 mechanic of like taking abilities and combining them and stuff, it looks super cool and that's awesome. And I hope it does. I hope it's good.
Yeah, I'll give it that much. I mean, I do hope it winds up being a good game, which is Nintendo, so I'm sure it'll wind up being at least decent.
Yeah, well, unless you go all Yoshi's New Island on it.
Hey, did you know that Hey Pikmin is being developed by the New Island team?
Oh God.
Just wanted to mention that.
But yeah, I'm interested in the game, of course, too. I'm interested in almost all Nintendo games. Just have that in mind. They had the Pokemon announcements, which was Pokken Deluxe.
Yes, I spelled Pokken wrong.
We already knew was coming. It doesn't matter. But yeah,
and the Switch 4 Pokemon announcement. That's
literally at the way end. They just had the Pokemon director, not a title card, not nothing. He's just like, just wanted to tell you we're working on
a Switch game. Pokemon game, and that's it. Like, at least with the next game, they give you a very short logo, basically. It still sucks, but it gives you something.
Yeah, so they showed that, and I'm excited to see what they do with the Pokemon announcement for the record, or the Pokemon core game. And a lot of fans are going to be, of course, really excited because they were all pissy that the fucking Direct didn't have, and I was like, of course they weren't going to have the Pokemon Stars or whatever they were hoping for. Because people kept
Stars was never confirmed anyway.
They were riding off of rumors, and everyone was going off rumor mill like crazy, and it was just like, dude, it's Nintendo and rumors. Stop believing them.
It's okay to listen to rumors, just don't believe them 100%.
Yeah. And then, of course, say it for me. Say it for me.
It's Metroid Prime 4.
Yes! 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 Yes!
I'm gonna let you talk about this because I could not care less if I tried.
There's not even anything you can talk about. It was just a title card, but yes! Yes! Oh.
Isn't it not being made by Retro, though?
Okay, well, apparently it's not being made by Retro. We don't know who it's being made by, so I still think it's going to be the biggest fucking bamboozle. I'm sticking with this until we get like
I guess technically Metroid Prime was Retro's first game, so...
Yeah, but I'm really hoping that, like, if it's not Retro, I can figure out who it is ASAP, and then we can be like, okay, what games have they worked on, you know, and then try to gauge it off that. But, God, Metroid Prime 4, dude, there's not much I can say except...
I know, it even bled into the next game that you were talking about.
I know, I've been waiting for this for 10 years, man. 10 years, dude. 10 years, man. 10 years. Dude, Metroid Prime 4, man.
He tried to give the Nintendo conference an A++, just because of the logo drop.
I did. It was just a logo. I was like, oh my god, it's happening. I was like, oh my god. And they had a new Metroid game too, another one. That's coming out
technically
this year.
Not part of the conference, but yes.
Yeah, like if I could put that in the conference, I would be like, "Fuck you, this thing is an A+."
I would have put it in there. I don't know why they didn't.
Oh,
Same thing goes for a lot of the games they showed off afterwards. Like ARMS wasn't there. They wound up showing a Sonic Forces trailer on the Nintendo of America thing like 2 minutes after the direct. Like, what?
I know, but fucking all of yesterday, because this is what happened. It was yesterday. Anytime anybody said any other game, I read it as Metroid. Metroid. Everything was Metroid yesterday for me.
That's why we didn't record it the day of the Nintendo Direct, by the way.
I would have died. Oh my god, dude! When I saw that, when I saw the space coming in for that title card for the record. By the way, the title card got so many people so hyped that actually crashed NeoGAF when it was announced. That's how fucking crazy it was. I'm not even joking. It was just a title card.
And meanwhile, I thought it was Fantastic Four. I was convinced it was Fantastic Four. That's how little a damn I give about Metroid.
But it was like, when I saw that space, my first thought was, no, it's not happening, is it? And then it turned, the fucking stars turned into the screw attack sign. I died. And then
it came back, and then he's fucking died
when
it comes out.
Yeah, then the 4 came out, and I was just like, no, they are doing it. There's just like, Metroid Prime 4. I died. I was dead. 100% officially at that point. That was it. I died happily. That was all I needed. Fuck. Oh god. It was just a title card, but it was got me so excited. And then later they showed another Metroid game. It was 2D, and I'm just like, fuck, stop this.
Okay, we've got to move on eventually. I think you've talked about something that's just a logo drop enough.
I'm sorry, guys. I just love Metroid. Okay.
So Yoshi's the next game. We didn't even get a real name. It's just called Yoshi.
Yeah, but
it looks like it's going on the Woolly World train, and it had the very unfortunate demise of being announced after both the Pokemon Switch core game and Metroid Prime 4. That board game was going to get trashed no matter what it was.
It was just like, just while that game was being announced, Metroid, like you said, it seeps into there. This comment, I love it. Yoshi's Woolly World, more like Yoshi's Woolly Ass, Metroid Prime 4. I can't believe I made that comment.
But to be fair, the Yoshi game looks fine. It's just, it had awful luck with where its trailer was.
Oh my god, dude, that Prime 4 just, it fucked with me the rest of that conference. Then it had Fire Emblem's Warrior, which is basically Hyrule
Warriors, but with Fire Emblem characters.
Which is basically Dynasty Warriors, and it's just like, even when that trailer was going on in my head, I was just like, Metroid! So, like, I didn't even know that was supposed to be like a Hyrule Warriors-esque game until later yesterday, when the Metroid was like dying off.
You only left a single note for the rest of the conference, so
yeah, because I was busy dying for Metroid, and then it was Skyrim. I was so busy focusing on Metroid, and I was like, whatever, Skyrim again.
At least Skyrim was short this time. It was only like 20 seconds. It was transition to Breath of the Wild.
It was just saying, oh, Skyrim's coming on the console. Also, here's the linked stuff that we showed, I think, in the Bethesda conference. Mm-hmm. Or they showed it, I think, before.
Yeah, I think it was before then, but they made it official there or something. I don't know. Anyway, they were showing us the DLC, which we already knew about DLC Pack 1, but now they're showing us video of it, and they very cruelly teased the second one. Like, they just showed cutscenes from the main game, and that's it.
Honestly, I'm probably going to buy them anyways, but the thing is, like, okay, so when they first announced that there was going to be DLC, I actually did pay attention to this, for the record, when they did do this. Mm-hmm. I've been very hesitant ever since I pre-ordered Breath of the Wild, which was a long time ago, mind you.
I didn't pre-order it, but I did wind up getting it shortly after release, and yeah, I get it. I get it. So,
like, I was super hesitant, like, when I heard about the DLC. I was like, okay, how are they going to do this? Is it going to be worth the price, you know? Because, like, this is unprecedented for Nintendo to just give off DLC, be like, hey, we're basically having DLC immediately. You want a season pass? I think there's actually a season pass for the game.
There is. $20.
So it's like, yeah, so I was like, and I think you need the season pass in order to get the DLC. You can't purchase one or the other separately.
Is it like I know
unless
there's
they
one
change.
that's exclusive to the pass, but
so like, so I was really hesitant. And the first one, I was like, I wish they had a hero mode already when they first announced it. But it's like, you know, hopefully they can figure out something to get me interested to like buy this DLC. And I think they did. I think they showed enough to warrant my interest.
There's that Master of the Sword thing.
What?
There's that Master of the Sword thing, which is supposed to be this really difficult gauntlet.
Oh yeah, where you get like a stick and you have to like
fight waves of enemies or something, progressively get better
and
stuff.
it finally fit, and it's sort of a kind of fixed the biggest problem of the game, the breakable weapons. So yes.
Yep. And then they showed the hero mode, which actually was a surprise to me on how they took the approach about how the enemies get way smarter too. It's not just a simple people get double damage sort of thing.
I know they showed before that there was Badokans that would be flying over the overworld, so you can't just paraglide into safety anymore.
Yeah, and there was also they also showed like one of the strategies is they use the Octorok balloons to move up their boats to attack Link, and I was like, that's actually pretty cool because they never did that in the base game, and I was like, that's actually pretty cool. A part of me wished it was in the base game, but I'm like, at least
they're doing something.
Yeah, at the same time, I was like, at least they're like doing something to incentivize wanting to do hero mode or something. You know, it's not just going to be something as simple as just double damage. They're like, oh, okay, so the enemies are going to be smarter, and I was like, okay. They gave me a reason to be like, okay, I actually kind of want to get this DLC. I personally think that at least, like, because this was one of the games I was like super hesitant on DLC more than anything. So like, well, they handle it very well, and I think they are. I don't know about the second DLC because literally all they did was show a teaser
nothing
trailer.
to show cutscenes that are already in the base game. So
yeah, but let's be real though. Fish Waifu's there. Of course, I'm gonna buy it. Come on. No, but for real.
What are you talking about? What's his name? The Zora Prince isn't there. What are you talking about? Everybody loves that guy.
Our dude, bro, he isn't there, unfortunately. But no, let's be real though. Like, I think because of how good the base game was, and how this is an expansion to the base game, it's gonna have like another dungeon maybe or something. I think no matter what, this will more than likely be worth it.
I think that's probably a safe bet. I'm waiting till at least the first pack comes out, but
the first pack was the more like I don't know if this is going to be the good. The second one I was less optimistic about. This one I was more like, okay, will this one be actually like the first one I was more optimistic about. The second one I was like, it's probably going to be good. If the base game's good, that DLC is more than likely going to be good because DLC with Nintendo, they're really pretty consistent with making worthwhile DLC.
That much I give you. And they pad out the games forever. Anyone that has 100% completed Hyrule Warriors with all the DLC, I tip my hat to you. You are crazy, though.
That is as crazy as 100%ing fucking just the normal Breath of the Wild. But we spent a lot of time on that, too. But that's what they showed.
But it's Breath of the Wild.
That's true.
That was their entire show last year.
It is. That's true. But apparently it was well fucking worth it.
So.
So yeah, then they showed next they just did like Splatoon, Pokemon, esports stuff.
I mean, I'm not surprised now, but before the Switch, nobody would have expected that. So I'm fine with it.
I still don't know how Splatoon and ARMS will work as an esport.
I can see Splatoon. I really don't see ARMS.
ARMS looks really fun, by the way.
Oh, it does. It's just it doesn't really look like an esport game.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I mean, like the boxing minigame in Wii Sports didn't catch on, so why would ARMS catch on?
That's true. This looks way more fun than the boxing minigame, at least. It looks like such a fun game. But they just talked about the esports there. It was like, whatever.
Mario and Rabbids
again. This was just like another trailer. I guess they're just sort of... I think they're just sort of putting people in the know that didn't watch the Ubisoft, where Miyamoto actually went on stage for the record during the
That is true.
Ubisoft. So it was like the first time he's been on stage in a long-ass time. But yeah, it was actually really nice seeing him on stage. They had Phil? What?
Yeah, they had him too. The guy that always seems to get fired in the directs.
Yep. So, yeah. Well, they have to have it for the translation.
Oh yeah, but still, he was there.
Yeah. So, but they showed that again. And they showed Rocket League, which already had like a little teaser at the beginning of the direct, if I remember correctly.
There was.
So we knew it was coming to Switch. We already mentioned earlier in the video it's coming to Switch. Cool. I guess.
Yes, I mean it's kind of got the same problem Skyrim does, where like it's a pretty old game at this point.
Yeah, it's like 2 years old, but at the very least, I don't think they're going to shove. They don't really shove Rocket League down your throat anymore. If anything, I'm more surprised the game is still relevant.
That too.
I
mean, I'm sure the cross-platform is helping with that.
Yeah, hopefully. And then after that, they had the big guns. The big guns, which was Super Mario Odyssey.
That was one of the best trailers at the show, easy. Like, not just Nintendo, but the whole
E3. It was
really good.
Yeah, it was so good, and the song was so good too.
It was so fitting. Like, you wouldn't think that kind of song would be fitting for a Mario game, but it was. Like, I actually hope you can play the main game with that song playing at some point.
I do too. Super Mario Odyssey looks just so good. It looks so good.
Like I will say what everyone else seems to have thought though. I thought it was Monster Hunter when the trailer started.
So did I.
The running out.
I was really confusing. They did a total bait and switch. I thought it was funny.
Oh, no,
but like, the thing I like about Mario Odyssey 2 is, aren't they? They're sort of said they're putting it in line of it's like a Mario 64 game. It's like a Sunshine game, like a Galaxy game. Like there's.
They said 64 and Sunshine specifically.
Yeah, so but they are like those games, and that's what they mentioned.
It's more Peptathon based, and I think that's what they're going for.
And that
one thing I noticed is that you have the purple coins scattered around the whole level, and you can pick them up in any mission. Thank you. No more Galaxy BS.
Yep. And you and me, we seem to really be looking forward to this game.
Oh, definitely. Like, I'm not the biggest Mario fan, but I'm still a Mario fan, and yeah, but this could easily sell Switch for me.
Yeah,
easily.
So I'm planning on hopefully getting one for my birthday. I'm gonna try to be the cheap person and be like, "Hey, Mom, I don't want to buy a console, so can I have this for a birthday present?"
Well, that's fair.
But but I'm excited for this game. You're excited for this game. That's good. I can't scroll down this page anymore because that's the
end. Nintendo was the last show, and I didn't put any notes in for anything that wasn't at a show. Don't get me wrong, I would have loved to have talked about things like the other Metroid game or Xenoblade 2 Extended, Sonic Forces, Kingdom Hearts 3, but no. Okay.
Nope. Yeah, we're basing these straight off of how they were presented to us. But yeah, Mario Odyssey, at least I'm glad they saved a really good one for last. That was a really good ending. There were a lot of good endings for conferences this year.
There was, I mean, we mentioned before Beyond Good and Evil, Spider-Man.
Ubisoft's was
Beyond Good and Evil.
What did EA have? EA was Battlefront, but I guess depending on the
technically it was Origins. Technically it was that Heroes Origins game.
Yeah, and then they had Wolfenstein 2 for Bethesda, I guess.
It was Bethesda.
But yeah, Microsoft had something. I don't know.
I don't even remember their ending game. Did they end on Anthem? Or what was their ending?
I'm
gonna go look now. Let's see. Where's the piece
was it Anthem? I think it was Anthem. Yeah, it was Anthem. It was Anthem, sure.
Yeah, it was. Okay. Well, I guess that was a fine game to end on, too.
So about the grading. So I rated Nintendo a B, and I still think I might have been a little too lenient. It was so hard for me to rate them, because I had to rate them as how well was their conference.
This one was painful for me, too, but there was some exciting stuff. Mario Odyssey alone probably could have bumped it up an entire rating, but it's one game.
Yeah, and then it's like, what else was there? It was like they mentioned, I know it was just a title card and stuff, but at least they said there were new games coming. If they had more to show, I could have easily given the grade up for both the Pokemon game and Metroid Prime 4.
Even if it was just concept art, I probably would have bumped it up to a B.
Yeah, but they just mentioned it, and I wanted to rate it more, but if I'm looking at it how was this a conference, it wasn't that special. We already knew about Xenoblade Chronicles 2 also, so they sort of had that kind of problem of stuff we already knew for at least for Breath of the Wild and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. At least they showed a lot more of things that we really didn't expect, I guess. At least for Zelda, they showed things that people expected.
We already knew it was coming, but at least we got to see it.
Yeah, and then
in that poor Yoshi game.
In that poor Yoshi game.
It just got completely discarded.
Yeah, and it's right in between like Zelda and stuff too. It's just
Between Zelda and Mario, it's like, or not Mario. What was the game it was between? Or
Metroid
what?
Prime.
Fire Emblem Warriors.
Yeah, so it's like yeah,
It had no
it
chance.
just didn't get any good stuff. But
I'm sure the game's gonna be
yeah,
fine. It looked fun.
I
enough,
gave them
guess.
a B minus, I think, right?
You
I
gave
gave them a
him
B.
I gave him a C minus.
I probably think giving them a. I put a little, as you can see, there's this like big space to the right, because I was really thinking about if I could give them a B minus or not, and I didn't. But I think probably B minus would probably be more realistic for my grading, because they didn't show enough. I think, like you mentioned yesterday when we were talking, they should do a genuine conference again, or at least make a really long direct. One of the two.
I mean, like 25 minutes is way too short.
Yeah, like they could have definitely showed. They could have showed the new Metroid.
Especially since we know they have other games.
Yeah,
they
could
had the
have showed
Metroid game. They could have shown off all those other games I was advertising on the Twitter. They had that. I can't remember any of them off the top of my head, but they had a bunch of games I was advertising over their Twitter account.
Yeah, they were, and they could have shown all this, but they didn't.
They could have easily doubled the length. But,
yeah, and if they did that then I could have been like, yeah, that's like an easy B, or yeah, that was an easy A. They're showing like a lot of stuff, but they didn't do that. So I hope next year maybe they'll go on stage again, or at least have a lot to show.
I don't mind if they do another conference like the Muppets or another Robot Chicken. Just give us more content, please.
Yeah, exactly. So that was that though. That was E3. And my final comment. The first line is basically the best way I can put it. Honestly, all I wanted was a new Metroid, and that's what I got. That's the best I can put. For this E3, for most E3s, I just like to see what's happening, right? Like I like to see what's going on. But I wanted a Metroid. I wanted a new Metroid. That was all out of anything that I truly, really wanted.
And
it was just like
you're
a
getting
new Metroid.
one, and you're getting one very soon from the one that wasn't shown off, the 2D one for 3DS. That's coming out September. And
it looks really good too. It looks like a lot of fun. And it's just like that's all I really wanted. But I gave the overall E3 a B minus, and the reason why I gave it a B minus is because I think this was probably one of the best recent E3s that was like the most consistent across.
I'll give you that much. Like I had a bunch of C grades, and you had 3 C's as well. So
yeah, like this was like the most consistent E3 in a while, and then, like outside of Bethesda, I think everyone had something to offer.
Yeah,
that was
I'll give you that much. Like I know I gave EA a D+, but that was a very, very close D+. It was a C- until I saw the Nintendo show and decided, okay, I don't want Nintendo to be this low, so I'm gonna bump them up, but that means I have to bump down EA. That's basically where it lies.
So it's like that's the only reason why I think I probably rated this entire E3 as a B- is because it was just consistent, and it wasn't like just like, oh, this is terrible, or oh, Sony did so bad, or oh, Xbox did so bad. You know, it was like none of that. I felt like, or EA was terrible, Ubisoft was terrible. Everything just felt like consistently good. Like,
well, Sony had their share of disappointment too.
The only thing about Sony disappointments to me though was just the fact that it was just like retreading old territory.
And they didn't really announce anything new or even any sequels. Was
there
any new IPs? Did I miss it?
Not that I can think of. Only Days Gone, but that's like.
But that's something we already knew about.
Yeah.
And again,
so it's like. Bubsy.
Not letting that go.
Which new Bubsy. Woohoo!
That wasn't at the show either.
So yeah, but my main hope is that next year, as I put in my final comments, is just that I hope we can get more new next year.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I think for like Metroid and Metroid Prime 4 and the new what's it called? Pokemon game, if they don't show those in any sort of direct soon, if they show their first gameplay in next E3, I would consider that as new, because we knew the existence of the game, but actually seeing the game is totally different.
I'll give you that.
because these were just straight up title cards.
Especially for the Pokemon game, because they gave you nothing but the fact that
wasn't
it's being
even
made.
a title card. That was literally the main developer behind, the main guy behind
Oh
Pokemon.
yeah, we're making it.
Yeah, it was literally just him saying that. It was nothing new. So I hope next year just has a whole bunch of new. That's my dream next year. I just want a lot of new, and then everyone's consistently good.
For when we get around to 2018, assuming we aren't on another hiatus.
And if we are, we'll probably still make another E3 video.
We didn't last year.
But we weren't on hiatus. Were we on hiatus last year?
Yes, we was.
Yes, we was. But yeah, that was E3. What are your final thoughts on this year's E3?
I think for me, my top line summarizes well too. Not the worst show, but it's not really the best either. There was a lot of retreading.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's probably the biggest problem.
Especially Bethesda, Sony, both of those had a lot of repeats. I saw a lot of stuff that I recognized from Ubisoft. EA, I recognized a few games.
See, yeah, I think that's probably that's like, I like how we both can agree on that too. We both think that there's just way too much retreading.
Like, you know, if it means we get a bunch of new games, then I actually wouldn't mind if there's no E3 2018 and they just save it all for 2019.
Yeah, like, they should take the time for E3 to just.
I know Bethesda's not doing one next year. And
No,
which is a good thing, because they had nothing to show this year.
Yeah, after this year, I'm like, why did they even do the one this year? They shouldn't have.
It's just a waste of money.
Yeah. And, you know...
I do kind of feel bad for Bethesda because, I mean, I know these cost a lot of money. I mean, have you heard about how much money it wound up costing Microsoft for their 2013 conference? The one that everyone hated?
No, the one that Sony fucking destroyed them in?
Yes. But basically, I don't remember the exact number, but it was big. It almost scared them out of the E3 business.
Oh, God.
Because it wound up just destroying them.
Yeah, and after this Bethesda one, I don't doubt them. Or don't, I understand why they're not going next year. And, I think the reason why they did the Bethesda one again this year was because they did so good the last 2 years. They're like, we could probably get away with the third one, even though we have, nothing to show.
They could have... I can't believe I'm saying this. I genuinely cannot believe I'm saying this. But they could have pulled Devolver Digital and just had a parody run if they had nothing to do.
Yeah. Devolver Digital was great. I have no idea what you're talking about. That was the greatest drug fest I have ever seen.
Well, yeah, you can see our full report cards now. I gave it a C, you gave it a B-. I used math for mine, because math is fun.
I think mine would probably average out to a C+, which I was thinking about giving it. But, yeah, C+ is like...
I could try using the same scale on yours I did for mine, but it'd probably wind up being around there.
Yeah, I think mine is about a C+, because I have a lot of C's, and I have a B+, and I have an A-, and only one D, so... But, yep, that's our thoughts on E3. How long? I need to know in the video.
It's 2 hours, 47 minutes last time I checked.
Oh my God. So we're actually hitting the... Check it now. You need to check it now.
It's 2:48.
Wow. So we nearly did hit that 3-hour quota, put 10 minutes of white noise.
No, I'm not putting the white noise in. We were close enough. I said I was going to do that if it was less than an hour, which was never going to happen. Originally,
our last E3 video was our longest video for a while. Then it got to Majora's Mask. Now it's this.
So, do you want to make a new Majora's Mask video after this? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We're not doing that.
Oh, you want me to replay the entire game all over for you in one sitting?
Well, the 3DS remake exists.
I can't capture it, though. Well, but that was our thoughts on E3. We'll probably have one next year, unless E3 is dead. In which case, this channel is probably dead. Just assume it's dead at that point. But Mayo's quiet.
Yeah, I was just running some stuff. But thank you all for watching. We're done. If it hasn't already been uploaded, be sure to watch our update video as well.
Yep, and see you guys next time in a few months, probably.
I'm still counting on May.
Oh, God. Goodbye, everyone.